5D Mystery School.
Blessings, blessings, so many blessings, so much blessings up in here. Excuse me while I jam for a second. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Blessings to your soul, beautiful people. Blessings to your soul. How is everybody doing? Yes, yes. What it do? What it do? Yes, it's Aries season. Got to get the locks fresh. It's Aries season. Got to take care of the head. Blessings. How we doing?
You feel good today. You on
Hey,
time.
hey, I was like, is it 4 yet? Let me go ahead and hit live. That's right. Surprise y'all. Y'all thought I was coming at 4:01, 4:02. Nope. That's right. How you feeling?
I'm good. Look, the sun is out. The weather
Hey,
has picked up. I feel good.
that's what's up. Yeah, it's definitely a good vibe today. It's like today started off with good energy, started off with good vibrations, and it just continued throughout the day. Um, Now, I don't think I've ever taken a bathroom break doing it live, but listen, I've been drinking so much water that if I take a bathroom break today, y'all just gonna have to roll with it, okay? Y'all gonna have to roll with it, okay? Speaking of key lime water,
Oh,
sponsored. But yeah, so getting right into it, let me tell y'all first that if you are subscribed, y'all know that we are working on, we're in the very super planning beginning stages of working on something that I have been thinking about for years. I even made a video last year and a lot of you were interested. What am I talking about? Starting a rent-free community, purchasing land and getting out of this habit of paying rent. We are not supposed to be paying rent as humans. It's rudimentary, it's old school, it's vintage. Why are we still paying rent? So one of the ways to get out of paying rent is to buy your own land, and then you only have to pay like land taxes, like $200 per year. So that's something that we're getting. We're going to pool our money, right? Each person is going to put in money, and we're going to that's just it. We can buy land. Like you can buy probably a couple of acres for like 10,000, 20,000. I saw a woman recently who bought like 25 acres for 20,000. That is a whole town. That is a whole
wow.
town. So I'm talking about this because it's going to happen. Thank you for the badge. I'm talking about this because it's going to happen. We are going to start a rent-free community. This is not just an idea that is going to lay dormant. This is something that is truly in the works and it's going to be aligned with divine. So I'm putting that energy out there for anybody who is interested. Go ahead and tap in with us in the subscribers channel. Moving to OnlyFans next week. But yes, the topics for today is twin flame calling. Y'all chose these topics last Thursday for today. All right. The topics for today are twin flame calling, twin flame versus soulmate, dream messages, proper meditation tips, north node, uh, north node and finding your sun and moon, downloads and movies, and divine masculine and divine feminine. Now, I don't know if we're going to get to all of these. I have to be out at 6 because I have something to do at 6, just a call to take, really. But hopefully we can get to all of these. Hopefully we can get to all of these today. And let's see if we can do that, okay? Yeah, 6 o'clock. I got a virtual tour for my potential new apartment or new
Okay.
space. So we'll see. That's if I don't. That's if I don't go ahead and get my RV and take it down to my land in Florida, which I'm thinking about. But anyway, so that is what I have for today. A couple of Aries season tips, y'all. What you can do for Aries season. Number one, get your hair did. Okay. Number two, take care of your face. That means facials. You can use calcium bentonite clay. You can make a face mask. Go ahead and do like one face mask every week for Aries season. Get you some, get you some feverfew. Get you some red pepper. That way, when headaches start to come, because it's Aries season, headaches will come. And hopefully for Pisces season, you took care of your feet. You maybe got a pedicure. You clipped your long ass toenails. You took care of your feet. We don't want no machetes up in here. All right. So hopefully for Pisces season, you took care of your feet. Now that it's Aries season, you should be taking care of your head. And another way to take care of your head is decalcifying your pineal gland. That's part of your head. Learning new knowledge, right? Be headstrong about learning new things. That's using your mental. Use your third eye. Use your eyes to see, your ears to hear, and really listen when somebody is talking to you. That's another Aries season thing you can do. When somebody is talking, don't listen or don't just wait for your turn to speak. Listen to what they're saying. And then when it's your turn, then you can think about what you're going to say. Okay? So that's another Aries season thing. And that's all I have for today. Kayla, take us away.
Okay. I feel good. I feel good. And it's in the atmosphere, like cosmically, everything is given life. We have a little dig. And Pluto, of course, is in Aquarius right now. So there's a lot of transformation going on. So what I wrote is all about transformation. To transform, if only but on the wind of my imagination, is such a beautiful dream within a dream that I lucidly pull to fuel the revolution within me. That same old talk draws death upon my ears, and I only recognize the boom beating roar of radical yet necessary rebirth. Ears are ringing, Morse code pinging, for someone is dialing into my frequent flyer thought miles, trying to reel me in with siren songs, not knowing all along that my discernment is the key to the street of me. For my tires roll with the pedal of spirit, be it forward or reverse. Yes, in this time of death and rebirth, I will self-brazenly put the me in the mirror first. And the affirmation is, I am transformed. Ashe.
Ashe. Okay. Wow. That was magical, Kayla. I can't wait. I'm waiting for the book. Please don't leave me out when you drop that book, okay?
I got you.
So, another thing I wanted to add on to Aries season routines. Right now, we're doing our Know Thyself workshop. So we're learning how to read natal charts, or the subscribers are learning how to read natal charts. So another thing that you can do for Aries season is honor your first house. Honor your first house. So what this means is working on your identity. If you don't like the way you look, change it. If you don't like the way you're dressing, change it. If you don't like your ID, change it. If you're not in tune with your subconscious mind, get in tune, meditate, just work on how you feel about yourself. Who are you? Without telling me your name, who are you? And that's what you should be working on, because when I ask you, who are you? And you tell me your name, that's cool, but I want to go deeper. I want to go deeper. Are you doing the shadow work? Are you doing mirror magic? Are you just recreating yourself? Or are you stagnant with just who you are? What's your favorite color? When's the last time you asked yourself? When's the last time you did something for the first time? What's your favorite food? When's the last time you took yourself out on a date? These are things that you can do. Make a vision board. Recreate yourself as much as you need to without feeling the need to explain shit to anybody at all. I tweeted something, yesterday's me is not today's me, so you gotta relearn me, okay? If I have to relearn me, you for sure, for certain have to relearn who I am, because I'm constantly changing, okay? So there you go. Dig deeper with who you are instead of being up all in everybody else's business. You know who they are. You know who they are. Who are you?
Damn self. Okay.
Who are you? Okay. So I would like to hear from some of y'all today. We could talk about divine partnerships. We did it in the subscribers chat, and it was therapeutic. You know, people came up to the stage and were just radically transparent about being in a divine partnership or not being in a divine partnership. So I would like to hear from some of y'all. Are you in a divine partnership, or are you wasting? Let me not say wasting time. Are you with some? Are you with a lesson? Are you with a soulmate who's just here to teach you a lesson? Are you looking for your twin flame? How do you know when you find your twin flame? What is a twin flame? I want to hear from y'all today. And if y'all don't come up, Kayla and I will gladly speak for this whole live, but this live is a live class discussion for a reason. We want to hear from the class. So we want to hear about that. Your twin flame versus your soulmates. What did you learn from your soulmate? Are you getting ready for your twin flame? Okay, how do you know the difference? Dream messages. Do you have any dream messages you want to share with the collective? Shit, I'll tap in. Come on up and tap in. Just go ahead and hit the request. Proper meditation tips. Do you know how to meditate? We've been meditating every single rising for the past month now. I go live every single rising at 7:20 a.m., 7:30 a.m. So if y'all subscribe, y'all know we be meditating every day. North nodes and finding your sun and moon. Let's scratch that off. Y'all gotta subscribe for that. Downloaded movies. How do you watch films with just your 2 eyes or with your 3 eyes? Okay. And divine masculine and divine feminine. What's the difference? How do you balance those? Okay. So that is what the topics are for today. Let's get into it with the first personal stage. That's probably going to spark more people to come on up.
Oh shit.
There we go. Oh
hey,
shit.
y'all.
All right.
What's going on?
Blessings.
Damn, am I nervous? Shit. Let me hold on.
I love that green hair.
I know, right?
Thank you.
Yes.
I got my lemon balm tea, gotta get my nervous system together,
Okay.
you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I feel like I should give the disclaimer of the fact that I'm only 20 years old. So a lot of the things that I'm saying are based on the fact that I'm still a baby. And I did talk about this a little bit in the subscriber chat about divine partnerships, about my situation that I'm going through. I can't tell who is who about soulmates or twin flames. I feel like I'm just kind of in the experiences just to figure out what's going on. I know that the last relationship that I was in was definitely a lesson in listening to myself and my intuition and knowing that some of the things that I let slide in the beginning came back at the end and bit me in the ass type shit. So with the relationship that I'm in now, I don't know if this is another lesson or if this is really something that is really divinely sent for me, because this has been I've been in this connection for 6 years or so now, and it I'm not gonna say it was in the middle of our last relationship, but it might have been a little bit, and so this relationship that I'm in now is teaching me about myself, but in a very gentle way. It's not it's not too much. And I guess that's why I feel like there is a divine partnership at work, because he's very patient with me and very understanding, and he's the exact same person that I am. So it's really interesting to see basically a mirror of who I am in another person, and to see that like the things that I don't know, it's taught me a lot about who I am, and like the things that I do and the energy that I give off to people is like, it means something, you know, like, and this relationship specifically is teaching me a lot about my voice, and like knowing the power of how I speak, and knowing that like I can't just like say anything or do anything because it's actually gonna like backfire on me a little bit, because I'm not gonna say that I kind of spazzed on this nigga like 2 days ago, but I kind of I kind of was, you know, a little childish. I don't know. And it wasn't even like I was mad or nothing. I just kind of was telling him, mind you, this was 2:30 in the fucking morning, okay? So I know that every problem that I've ever created starts when I'm up past 10 o'clock. So, but I basically, you know, I was just getting on him about how, like, we don't really talk a lot sometimes. And, like, I feel like our connection is, like, I don't know. I don't know what it is. I have a lot of conflicting opinions. But he's been telling me for many, many years to just go with the flow and to just trust him, and like everything is fine. And I know that. Like, I know that intuitively. I know that in my heart of hearts that like he's meant for me for however long. But then my brain is like, oh girl, what's going on with you? My brain is like, oh, he ain't shit. Oh, he's a fuck nigga. My brain is still like reeling on my past experiences and like applying that to him when I know that that's not the truth. So I don't know. I just felt like I had to come on here and just say that, like, I don't know. This partnership is teaching me a lot about myself, and a lot about like knowing that he is not a mere mortal, nor am I. So I really need to stop acting like this is normal shit, because like shit actually means something. Like the shit that I'm saying is actually meaning something. And he has not texted me back since I spazzed on him that night, for good reason. For good reason, because I was kind of tweaking. But at the same time, I'm feeling the way about that. But
Can I ask you a question?
yes.
So you kept saying your brain is saying this, your brain is saying that. Do you think that in this situation, when it comes to love, you should be listening to your brain or your heart?
I don't think that I should be listening to my brain, because I feel like the way that I think is very pattern based. I think the way that I think about things a lot of times comes from the past experiences that I've had. I think my heart is more like open and more like willing to experience things, whereas my brain is very calculated and very like analytical. And when it comes to love, calculation really doesn't work out too good for me anyway. So yeah, I don't know. My brain hasn't been leading me in the right direction so far.
Well, here's the thing, and not to discourage you at all, because love is beautiful, but I'm going to tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear every single time. You said y'all been together for 6 years. You're 20 years old. That means you were together at 14.
Come on.
Okay. Is he the only relationship that you've had?
No.
What was you doing at 13, 12? What you mean? You was come on.
Yes.
In middle school, you count those?
Listen, I ain't gonna say I had hoes back in the day, but I had hoes back in the day.
In middle school? Throw the time out.
Hell yeah. Especially, I don't know, in that's just kind of like what happens in this city. I feel like a lot of us.
Where are you located?
I'm in North Carolina. I'm in Fayetteville.
North Carolina. I feel like y'all getting crazy out there.
So the Fayetteville thing is very much like we do a lot of things before their time, I feel like. And a lot of us were in relationships in middle school. A lot of us were in like quote unquote serious relationships in middle school. And so I've loved and been loved by many people. For me to be at the age that I am, I've experienced a lot of like I've experienced a lot in like the heart space that I feel like is ahead of my age, and so that's why like I be tweaking in my brain, because I know that like the things that my brain experiences are more on par with my age, where like my heart and the things that I've like that I feel are like a little bit beyond how old I am, you know?
Yeah.
Can I say?
But I was in relationships at 14. I definitely was. I was in like an official relationship that I just got out of like 2 years ago. Mind you, this man that I'm talking about right now, this man that I've been in a relationship with 6 years, he's like my best friend. We haven't dated yet. He's like my best friend, and I was in a relationship before that, and I've always had feelings for him, but I was in relationships with these other niggas type shit.
Girl,
Very messy, very messy.
Yeah, you
you
got some
may
learning to
need
do.
you may need like a relationship break. You know, if you
Yeah,
started so early being in these like committed, and you know, absolutely no judgment. But when we're teenagers, right? Our ideals of commitment is going to be a certain type of way, and when we get so used to like being with somebody, it's hard as hell to like. You're probably going crazy right now because y'all are on a break, you know, because y'all got into it. So it makes it even more harder to separate for self when you're just so used to, you know, going through the
yeah,
motions of, you know,
yeah,
and when you take that space, the less you will spaz out, you know, the more you can really tap into your heart space and your solidarity. Yeah, you can get out of your head a little bit when you give yourself time to sit and figure out exactly what makes you tick for you outside of,
yeah,
you know, the relationship.
yeah. And I don't know. I feel like I've had space to think. Like I don't know. I do a lot of this shit simultaneously because I feel like having love in my life in any aspect is a really good teacher for me. I feel like sometimes being alone does a little bit more harm than it does good. Sometimes I feel like, you know, when I'm alone, it's hard for me to like understand. It's like hard for me to understand like who I am in relation with other people, because I know I won't be alone forever. If that makes sense. If that makes any sense. Like so it's sometimes easier for me to just be like connected with somebody because it teaches me, but I also know that at some point I do have to like tap out of that.
Yeah, because we can be like, you know, we can be chameleons sometimes for our partners, right? And so you don't want to get like this continuous will being what you need to be for somebody, and you know, just identify your identity is based off of who you are in a partnership rather than who you are when you're sitting by yourself with your beautiful green hair. Like who is she? You know, and what is she gonna bring into the
Ooh,
partnership?
not trauma bonds. Listen, y'all, not too much, okay? Not too much, okay? Like, seriously. Because I know, because that's really how it is. Not too much.
And they do start, you know,
and they do.
They do start early. Girl, I know.
Yeah.
And sometimes we're just so used to like that feeling of, we don't know it's a trauma bond. You know, it's like outside looking in when you finally, you know, you look back and you're like, damn, that was a trauma bond, you know.
And low key, I be knowing this shit while I'm in it. I be knowing like this is not your vibe. This is not really helping you. You just here just because you don't want to be by yourself. And I think that's what's different about what I'm doing now with this man, and that's why I'm kind of like thinking about it a little different because even though we're in a quote unquote relationship, I'm still alone and it's still teaching me a lot about myself. I'm just, I'm a young child. I'm a young child, and I got
You're
a
a
lot to go
baby.
through.
Yes.
I really am.
You're a baby.
I just turned 20 like yesterday, so it's a lot of shit to work on for real. I just turned 20 at the end of February.
Wow, my little sister is 15, and I just imagine that she's still watching Sailor Moon or something. I can't imagine her
She
being in
not.
a relationship. Listen, that's
She
what
not.
I'm sticking with it.
Lord.
Wow,
And
go.
that's why we're participating in Ramadan, cleansing. I'm getting my shit right, you know, and I'm definitely taking this time to just kind of be with myself because I got to.
Good,
So it's coming right
good.
on time, I think.
Honestly, I feel like one of the best things to do, here's some unsolicited advice. Learn who you are. If you've been with this person since you were 14 years old, learn who you are without the presence of this person. Get to know who you are. What's your favorite book? What music do you like? When's the last time you've been to the library? Go to a bookstore. Go to the park. Meditate. Do things to really learn who you are. And, you know, love is always on the table. Love is not going anywhere. But the more that you raise your frequency and your vibration, the better partners that you're going to attract. Because if you, I'm not saying you're at a low frequency, but
Yeah.
just if you are, then what kind of people you think you're going to attract? You know what I'm saying? So once you not fall, but rise in love with yourself, the more you do that, the more your energetic vibration is, you're just going to see doors open, opportunities open for you to be in divine partnerships. I mean, and you talk to somebody who's been through their Saturn return and going through their North Node return. So I know a thing or two.
Right.
Okay. And you still got like 10 years before your Saturn return. So listen, you got a lot of life to live.
And my
Love is
Saturn
always
is
going to
in
be
Gemini.
there.
Lord have mercy. Pray for me.
Do you got Venus in your first house? I need to look at your chart. Do I got your information? Are you a subscriber? Oh,
I am a
okay.
subscriber, but you don't have my chart
Yeah,
or nothing.
I need to see what your chart is doing because,
It's all
yeah.
over the place. It's all over the place. I say that.
Okay.
Oh,
Welcome,
Lord.
Danny. How are you?
Hi, well, I said hi, welcome. I'm like, hi, welcome. I'm good. I'm great. Yes, we are celebrating Ramadan and fasting. Thank you,
Ooh.
sister, for your beautiful testimony. And
Thank you.
Astro, I gotta call you out. Don't be out here judging anybody. I actually wrote a poem.
Listen, no judgment here. I'm only.
Don't
Listen,
be judging people.
to the sweet baby, I'm gonna send you back down. Okay. Thank you so much
Yes,
for coming
thank
up.
you.
All right now.
Love you, girl.
Love you. All right.
As we were listening to this, I happened to have my journal opened, and I was just like, "Oh, I feel called to share." Okay, when we start early, right? That's something that as women, like, you know, as men is like, I don't know. I assume that as men, you know, when you have sex for the first time is something, you know, amazing, and it's like, oh, I got that accomplished. And then as women, sometimes when we feel that it came too soon, like that shit hurts, you know, and that
Like literally came too soon. What are we talking about?
like doing it too soon. Can I share a poem with y'all?
Please do.
Yes. Oh, girl.
and I love your poetry. You're amazing.
She
Thank
really
you
is.
for writing, and I'm waiting for the book as well.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that.
All right, this is the first time that I'm gonna share this like to anybody. But here we go. She's angry. Her room is a fucking mess. She yells, she screams, she throws, she runs away. She is angry. It is so unfair to live here, to be this, to have to take care of you. In the face of all of these injustices, it's not fair. I don't want to be this for you. I just want to be me, undesirable. You made me feel undesirable, so I treated myself that way. And I was mad at myself for that. I gave it up. I wanted to get rid of it, being desired, all for being desired, desirable, dishonor to myself. You knew. I was only 12 and you knew, and you hid, and you looked far away from me, and you let me know each day how undesirable you really thought I was. 12? I often and wonder what went on in my little head. A head that clearly did not belong in a 12-year-old's body. I was 12 when the 15-year-old boy would walk down to the deli at the bottom of the hill. I didn't really know him or of him. We used to bleep each other through Boost Mobile prepaid phones, or we could pay for the minutes. I would tell you, come by. I met you in the summer days of the end of my childhood, and in the winter when I turned 12, I asked you to get rid of it. The child Danny gone forever, dead as the bare trees. I don't know if we did it right. I don't think you did either. I think you lied when you told me you've done this before. I don't remember feeling anything. I remember how my winter bed cover smelled bad of your stench. I was repulsed, but every Tuesday when my mom left for night school, I snuck you in, the beginning of the end.
Oh,
Wow.
damn.
Wow.
Wow, my heart is throbbing right now.
Wow.
That is, wow. I was imagining everything. That was beautiful. Can we,
I know it
wow.
took a lot for you to do that, girl, and gratitude for sharing that with us. Thank you.
I felt the emotion. Like, really, seriously, thank you for being up here and being transparent, sharing your gifts with us. That was needed. So the foundation of this poetry, can you give us a backstory if you would like?
What do you mean? Like, what do you mean by that? Like that?
Like, was this your first sexual experience?
Yeah.
Was it an abortion?
No, this didn't come out to this didn't turn into like a child. This was my first sexual experience when I was 12, and I remember like that I asked to, like, I wanted to get rid of it, and I don't understand that, and that's something that I'm trying to figure out, but also I've been giving myself more compassion. I just entered through the gate 28, so I'm just entering through my Saturn return and really understanding more of who I am and myself, and I feel like my poetry helps me kind of go back and tap into those memories. But I do remember it being me that asked for it, and I didn't really, and I still kind of don't understand why, and that still sort of hurts me. But in a way, it's like, well, as the young as the young woman was talking, you know, it's like, oh, my mind is telling me that this, and it's really the trauma, because sometimes we're stuck in that body, in that 12-year-old's body, in that 14-year-old girl's body, who had to do shadow work. My poetry is shadow work. That was actually, the title of that was Shadow Work Hypnosis Journal number 2. That was at 6:37 a.m. on August 25. So that is my shadow work. My poetry is my shadow work. But like I'm still trying to understand that. But you wanted to talk about the divine feminine and the divine masculine, and finding our twin flames or our soulmates, and like I feel like those terms get mismatched and misconstrued a lot, and then sometimes as I get more information, I'm like, oh, well, like this is what that means, or this is what this means. And I think that the best way that we can see it, or that we can think about it, is, you know, whatever feels right for us. Like my husband and I actually have the same last name. Like I have 2 last names because I was born in Colombia, and in Colombia they give you both your mom's and your dad's last name. And my mom's last name happens to be my now married last name. And I feel like that is my twin flame. And I feel like that is my twin flame because through our connection, we have been able, this actually, I lied, this poem, the only other person that I shared this with was my husband. And this is somebody who we have similar stories or similar situations of trauma and of going through things or having to grow up too fast. And through our connection and our divine union, we were able to skyrocket our ascension, skyrocket our healing. We're here to promote each other's yeah, to promote each other's healing and to accept each other and to love each other through all of our deepest, darkest secrets. And I think that that's what your twin flame is here to do, is somebody who's here to be hold up a mirror to you and has the same, or the same sort of ugly background that you may have that you're afraid to look at, and that person is there to support you and to love you through it, because they're also in that in that in that space, just in a more masculine way or in a more feminine way, if that makes sense.
Let's unpack this. So thank you for letting us know what a twin flame means to you from your perspective. So what you described, that when a twin flame holds up to a mirror to you, a soulmate does the same thing. A soulmate gets you ready for your twin flame, right? If you can't handle the lessons of your soulmate, then you're not going to meet your twin flame in this life. That is my personal perspective. But it's like, I don't feel as though you're going to trauma bond with the twin flame. That's what soulmates are for. It's let's say that you're going through a tiered system, right? And you start off at an easy level, and then once you pass the easy level, then you go up to the medium level, and then you keep going up levels. Soulmates are levels, right? You start off with the easy soulmate. It's like, oh, okay, this is a nice, easy breezy relationship. Lessons come in that relationship, right? You may be head over heels, but there's still lessons. If you don't get the lessons, guess what's going to happen? You're going to meet the same person in a new body with the same lessons. And until you pass those lessons, you're not going to get to the next evolutionary stage, right? And if you can't make it through these, just a beginner's level, your twin flame is on a hard level. You're not going to make it up there. So oftentimes we are so infatuated with the idea of being in love that the first person, maybe not the first person, but the first person who matches, like, oh my God, like we have so much in common. You're my twin flame. It's like, that's where I feel like a lot of people get confused, because if you don't feel like you're at your best self, your twin flame is not going to arrive. If you still have a lot of shadow work to do, your twin flame is not going to arrive. Your twin flame is going to arrive when you're at the right energetic frequency to meet your twin flame. Because your twin flame is like that prize, like saying, like, guess what? You made it through all the levels. Go behind door number 1, your twin flame, right? But until you actually do the work, not just rushing to meet somebody who we think we're perfect for, because that's where you mistake your soulmate for a twin flame, which happens a lot. Guess what? It's not a twin flame. It's a karmic relationship. And you're going to see this person in the next life because you have not cleared your karma with this person. So I feel like a lot of us get confused by thinking we're with our twin flame. We're just at that soulmate. You know, when you're digging for gold, and you might give up, like, man, we're never going to find gold. All you had to do was dig a little bit more and you would have found an entire gold mine. Well, that's what happens with a soulmate. It's like, you just dig. But sometimes we settle. We're like, okay, I'm good. You're my twin flame, even though they're not.
I feel that. And like, that is 100%, and you're right. And that's why, on this journey, every day I have to tell myself, like, okay, like, I'm worthy of divine love. Like, I say that, and I tell my husband too, like, hey, I'm worthy of divine love. If it ain't you, it ain't you, baby. Like, I love myself enough to tell you that to the face. You know what I'm saying? But through every level, it's like we grow and we show each other, like, oh, this is what it is. And we both have that understanding of that we are worthy of divine love, and we are worthy of our truest, best selves. Do you believe that do you believe that it would then be a soulmate to grow through, or do you believe that growing through or evolving through with someone? Yes, I'm from New York. You heard the accent. Yes, I'm from New York.
Mm-hmm.
Do you believe that you could grow through with someone, or do you think that is not a possibility at all?
Can you elaborate? What do you mean grow through?
You
Like,
mean
for
grow
example,
into a twin flame?
Yeah, like, even without the actual, like, titles of saying it. But do you believe that you could actually, you know, but like if, because you could meet somebody when you're not necessarily in your heart space. But for example, I am evolving every day, what you said earlier. You know, like today I'm a new person. You have to get to know me a whole brand new. You know, that's me every day, and I'm evolving and I'm changing, and you know what I'm saying. And that's something that I'm very free and open. I'm an Aquarius, so I'm very free and open of saying like, oh, today I'm a brand new person. Today I like
Literally,
this. Today
y'all
these are my
Aquarius.
passions. Today this is what I'm into, and this is who I am, and I love myself for that. So do you believe that somebody can love you through all those different stages, or do you believe that it could just be, again, level player one, soulmate, and then once you get there, then that's when you meet a twin flame? Or then what is marriage? You get what I'm saying? Like, don't you
I
have
don't
to
believe
go
in
through
marriage.
things?
I was gonna say something. Well,
No, I
Yeah,
get that. Yeah, like a
yeah.
soul.
I mean, yeah, but you got to learn to let go. Like when it's time for them to go, it's time for them to
Of
go.
course.
And oftentimes it's like we get so deep um, in these relationships, even though we know we can see that this person is not clearly the one. Sometimes we get comfortable. We're in love with the idea of being in love, and the red flags might look green to you, but they're really red. They're sparkling. But you know, can somebody love you through it? They can take you as far as they can go. Like if you're riding with somebody and y'all got four flat tires and y'all still riding, the car's gonna break eventually. Somebody's gonna have to get out the car, you know? So I feel like somebody can love you only as far as they know how to take you, only as far as their soul contract will take you. And, you know, even if you don't believe in astrology, you know, you can just feel when it's time. You know, when you I'm gonna use a really silly analogy, but when the milk is sour, it's sour. It's time to throw it out. If you taste it, guess what's gonna happen? You'll get the scrunch face, like, damn, I knew I shouldn't have tasted that. But when you're in a relationship, you can just feel. You're like, the love isn't gone. You don't have to mourn this person. Sometimes it can be a healthy, like, this was a fun ride. All right, maybe I'll see you the next life. Maybe not. It's not always that easy, but you just got to know when to get off the ride because you're holding up the process for your next level. If you learned all the lessons you can from this person, guess what? You passed the grade. You got an A plus. It's time to go on and go to the next person because you're ready for the new lessons. And in the meantime, in between time, you have to relearn yourself, right? I don't believe in jumping from relationship to relationship because you don't have time to process who you became during that relationship, the lessons the trauma that you cleared, because you're not the same person when you leave a relationship that you were when you enter that relationship. That person literally changed you. That relationship changed you, right? So just processing time. My last relationship was in 2019, and I did a lot of processing because I'm not in a hurry. I know I had a lot of work to do because if I was still at the same energetic level, I still would have attracted the same people because I did not do the work. It's not a race, it's a marathon, you know? So you and your husband might be together forever, but just in case he's not the one, just know when it's
Nah,
time.
that's not even, you know, that's not even like the goal of being together forever or anything like that. Is I'm in this world, I'm in this body to be who I'm meant to be. He's in this world, he's in this body to be whoever he's meant to be. And if that ever grows apart, we have a mutual understanding that that's just the way that it has to be. But one thing that we do have to ride for is our children. Right? One thing that we do have to be on the same page for and always be together on is the benefit of our children. That is the only commitment that we truly have to each other. But other than that, my commitment is to myself. You know?
Yeah. Y'all have children?
Yeah, I have she's about to be 1 year, 1 year, 1 month. What do the parents call them? The 13 months.
13
1 year, 1 month. 13 months. Yeah, she's about to be 13 months on Moon Day.
Mm, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so y'all brought another soul in here. Y'all was chosen by a soul. That's beautiful. Okay, so this was a y'all. It sounds like y'all do have a soul contract, especially since y'all brought another soul up in here. So that's good. Um, yeah, I mean, love is a beautiful thing. It really is. I love seeing people in love. So I'll say just ride the love train for as long as you can ride it. Like
And learn when to get off. Know when
yeah,
you have to get off.
yeah.
Yeah.
Learn
At
the
at
lessons and
at the same time though, like I feel like we work towards and we create, our reality, everything in our mind. And the same ways that again, like when this is no longer serving me, like I'm ready to get off. And same thing, we have conversations like this all the time. I'm ready
yeah,
to get off when this is no longer serving us, when this is no longer making us. And it's because it's not about love. It's, you know what I'm saying, like something that we tell each other was like, I love you more than my ego. Like it's not about love.
ooh,
We say that to each other all the time, like I love you more than my ego. Like it's not about, oh, I love you because you make me feel. Like love comes and goes, like love. Tomorrow I may not love you, you know what I'm saying? But not my Aquarius I
damn.
keep it funky all the time. I keep it funky all the time. I
I'll
don't
be like, what? What you say?
like, what are
What
you
you say?
talking about? Like, like, yeah, because it's a, yeah, it's a love that's gonna be like, I'm always gonna love your soul, like that's why I said, and maybe I didn't explain myself right, but like something that I said in my vows is, we've been riding this way for lifetimes. Like it feels like we've been we've been maybe brother and sister in a different life. We've been, mother son in a different life. We've been some sort of connection in a different life. And past lives, that we've been riding this way for a long time, and we're gonna ride it for as long as it feels right in this life. But at the same time, we have the love and the respect for ourselves first, God first, and us as individuals first. Definitely me as an individual first. And it's about balancing everything that life has to throw at us. It's about balancing every moment, and constantly reevaluating. Like I said, I be in the shower and I'm like, God, if I'm worthy of divine love, if it ain't him, bring me. I'm open to receiving my divine love. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm open and I'm worthy, and I'm gonna continue to move as that every single day, or that's my goal every single day, because and I encourage him to do the same. And individually, I'm doing what I have to do, and he's doing what he has to do on a soul level, on an elevating level. And that's what I'm saying. Like at every level, it's not like, because obviously, if I'm doing work and I'm moving up here, and he's just here, and there's love and da da da, but he's down here, it's not working. It's not gonna. But that's what I'm saying. That at every level, it's like boom, okay, boom, okay, boom, okay, boom, okay, boom. Like it's not just one person doing all the heavy working. It's okay, and where are we facing now? Okay, sometimes I'll be like, oh shit, like okay, like you got it. You know what I'm saying? Like you got it. You teaching me something. You're here teaching me something new, or giving me a different perspective in life. But yeah, so that I think that's maybe the terminologies of the twin flames and the soulmates I don't really got down that much, but a divine union in this life, it definitely is.
It definitely sounds like it.
Yeah, I love that for you.
Yeah, I mean, and look, y'all have a child, so y'all for sure gonna be in each other's lives for the rest of your lives. Once that's solidified. So I wish you nothing but blessings in this divine union, and yeah, I mean, sounds like y'all are here. Y'all seeing with these eyes and this eyes in your heart chakra. So continue to operate out of those functions, and I guarantee you, nothing but good things will come your way.
Thank you.
My
And
pleasure.
thank you everyone for allowing me to share that poem. Yeah, I think that we heal when we speak our truth, and that was very healing for me, and I thank everybody that that bore witness to that, because that's a beautiful thing. Thank you for sharing energy with me. I am immersely filled with gratitude for you and everybody on here and everything that everybody does. I love you. I love you. I love the world. I love you all. That's it.
Receive and reciprocated. Love you too. All right. Blessings. Okay. Wow, that was beautiful.
Love her energy.
Yes.
You know, and enjoy the experience, girl.
Right? Yeah. I'm trying to bring more of y'all up on the stage. If it says that you're unable to join again, then I'm going to stop this live and then restart it, because we only have 9 minutes left anyway. So, okay, it says it's unable to join. So, this is great because I got another bathroom break anyway. So, do what y'all got to do. We're going to stop this live right now and bring it back up in 2 minutes. All right? We'll see y'all then. Back like we never left. Back like we never left. Hope you ain't hold your breath. Aries at 2 degrees. Mercury's in Aries at 9 degrees. Jupiter is in Aries at 17 degrees.
Jupiter and Aries.
And Chiron is in Aries at 15 degrees. That is a lot of fire up in here. Damn. And the moon's in Taurus at 1 degree. Shout out to my Taurus moons. This is a good time to get you some good food. Go get a massage. Go get a facial. Go put your hands in some dirt. Go plant something. Right? That's what Taurus moons are for. Right? Especially emphasis on the good food. Shout out to my twin in the building. What's up, Amani? I see you. If y'all haven't tapped in, speaking of Aries season and relearning who you are, your identity, tap into the Hood Healers Inner Child Workshop. I hear nothing but good things about it. 5-star reviews all around.
Actually, on that workshop right now.
I hear nothing. I mean, every single day I feel like I'm hearing nothing but good things about it. Y'all tap in.
But have you been like them? You know, that's why I do this. The self-realization is real.
I'm saying. Okay, and we got a lot of Taurus energy. We got the moon in Taurus at 1 degree. We got Venus in Taurus at 8 degrees. Shout out to my natal Venus in Taurus. Venus loves where she's at right now, so another good reason to tap into those Taurus qualities. We got Uranus in Taurus at 16 degrees and true node in Taurus. I'm going through my node of return. Shout out to my North Node Taurus, my Taurus North Nodes. And yeah, so Aries and Taurus, they're really showing out right now. So y'all do with that information what you would like to do. Make sure you are utilizing that information. Thank you for the badge, twin. Make sure you are utilizing that information the best way you know how. Okay? And Neptune's is in Pisces. Wow, we got a lot of planets with their sign rulers. This is a good time a really good time to be alive. Speaking of, today is March the 23rd. Do y'all know what happened today? Do y'all know? Kayla, tell them what happened today.
Baby, Pluto finally came into Aquarius. Praise God.
Yes. This has not happened for 250 years, y'all. Speaking about a good time to be alive. This hasn't happened in 250 years. Blessings.
Peace.
Hey,
Hi.
Hello, hello.
Hi. So glad I got to tap in. I'm usually doing like yoga. I've been missing your lives. I'm so glad that I was able to make it to this one.
Glad you're here.
Yeah.
What you got on your heart today?
I wanted to tap in a little bit on the soulmate, because I think I got an idea what you meant by the twin flame. And just for a little clarity, I just want some clarity. When you're with your twin flame, does that mean like your challenges are more easy to experience together? because I don't think it's gonna be like easy breezy the whole way through.
I mean, I feel like there's challenges with everything,
Mm-hmm.
right? Everything. But here's the thing. Your soulmates prepare you for your twin flame. So all of the challenges you've already been through, you're never going to face the same challenge twice. Once you get the message, you take the lesson from the challenge, you move it on, you apply that message into your daily lives. And that's what the lessons are for. Let's say like you go to you go to graduate school to get a doctorate, right? You could not get your doctorates unless you got your bachelor's, unless you got your master's, right? It's levels to this. So your soulmates, you got to get your bachelor's first, right? You got to get your master's, and then your soulmates like your doctorate's like the ultimate degree. So you're not going to be able to get to your twin flame unless you graduated those levels. And once you get to your twin flames, the same levels that you had to go through, the challenges, the adversities, it's not gonna show up with your twin flame. And I'm not talking from experience because I don't know if I met my twin flame. Anyway, it's another story. But when you meet your twin flame, it's like you're not going to meet those same challenges because you've already faced them. It's not going to be a, perfect utopia, perfect union. You're still going to have things that you have to work through, especially, whatever's going on in your 12th house. Maybe you got some karma to pay off, but your twin flame is there waiting for you once you have already got through those. I don't want to say petty lessons, but the beginning. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I can definitely relate because I was divorced 2 years ago. It's been 2 years going on 3. It happened 2020, clear vision. And I reconnected with an ex and I realized the pattern was happening again. And I was like, oh, the conversations I was having I was having the same conversations with 2 different men. And I was like, oh, it's not them. It's me. It's me. So like I realized that those cycle or like you can get into your brain thinking like when the women were speaking, I understood like your brain will create that cycle because it knows that argument. It knows exactly what to say because you've been doing it for years. And when you move in your heart, then you take accountability because number one, you're like, there's no blame. There's like, oh, wait, I did this. I'm creating this. So in my healing and in my sharing of my healing, I realized that I had to truly love myself, like love me for every fault, every good, every bad, show up as myself, whether people think it's weird or not, because I was always like, oh, you're being weird. You're so extra. That's just me. And me loving myself will attract that twin flame, as you say, to me. And it will be kind of like bouncing off of each other. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we'll see challenges as like, oh, this is interesting. This is something new. Let's see what happens. Like versus, no, you did this. Why did that happen? And, kind of that animosity that I felt like I was going through in my relationships. And it was funny because my relationship it lasted a long time. I was with him for almost 15 years and we did share a child. And when that ended, I realized when I reconnected with my ex, I had more soul growth with the ex, and it was a short amount of time versus that 15-year relationship because I realized I was literally on automatic pilot. I was like, oh, this is how I should be as a wife. This is how I should show up every day. And when I had the moments of showing up as myself, I was judged. I was kind of criticized. And my body, what really made me change was I started to become sick. I had after I had my son, I feel like he was my true awakening. I had gallbladder issues. I had pelvic floor issues. I had issues even getting pregnant because I think my body was like, no, girl, you can't handle it. And I end up having to leave because for my health, like my body was like, you're done. This relationship is done. And the same thing happened with my ex. Like we reconnected and it was great. And then I just started feeling I wasn't feeling right. My body's the first thing that lets me know. So if anything with women, especially, you in your 20s, living your best life, as we all are, listen to your body. Your body will always tell you first. The mind will lie to you, but your body will let you know if that is your divine partner. So I feel like becoming my own best friend and my own love is going to bring I say divine partner, my divine partner to me. And I'm open to it because I'm seeing it more as like a fascination of unfolding of love versus what we were taught as a romantic conditioning, I guess. Like, those rom-coms are cute, but they be creating unnecessary drama, and you're creating scenarios. Well, I'm gonna do this because he gonna do this, and I'm gonna do this. It's like, no, that's not real life. That's not real love. And tapping into my feminine energy, that magnetic energy of just being me and not having to do. That is like like I feel like I'm learning myself again. So yeah, I just wanted to share that, especially with the woman that shared the poem and the woman before that. I feel like it was a misstep of not learning how to become a woman and that divine love for yourself versus I want to lose my virginity so I can be a woman. Like, no, when you love your womanhood and you love yourself, that's truly becoming a woman. So yeah.
Woo! That's beautiful. Accountability, like really just radical transparency. That's, I mean, I feel like more people need to practice this in relationships, you know, because the moment you start playing games, you know it's done. You know, it's like when y'all start like going tit for tat trying to get each other back, then it's like, come on, this ain't love. Now we just hurting each other. You know what I'm saying? So it's that's when it's learning to let go. And not every breakup has to be toxic. It's like, yo, we love each other, right? If we love each other, we want to see each other happy, you know? Goodbye. Maybe if it's meant to be, we'll come back to each other. Hello, right?
You friends
with
your exes? Y'all friends with your exes?
No. I mean, it's good. It's good to think about in the moment, but just the reason why
I'll be done. Like, they
Look
don't.
out the window.
The reason why it's hard to be friends with your ex is because your ex moves on, you move on, and nobody is going to want to be in a relationship where that person is still friends with their exes. Let's keep it 100. So it's like that's when it's like, okay, in this incarnation, in this body, we had a good run. We had a good run, and if y'all cleared all y'all karma, then that's all y'all need to do, and maybe in the next life y'all can meet each other with clear karma and see where it goes. But I mean, not every karmic relationship is a soulmate. There's a difference between a karmic bond, a soulmate, and a twin flame. Sometimes you literally have to clear your karma with people, especially with whatever's happening in your 12th house. Sometimes you got just a lot of karma to clear out, you know? And we have to realize that. And especially when you meet somebody who you think is like quote unquote toxic, it's like, no, that person isn't. I don't truly believe anybody is toxic. I think some people can just be stagnant in lower vibrations. But, you know, wherever you meet somebody, wherever you are energetically, that's about as far as y'all can go, unless y'all plan on growing together.
That's a word. That's absolutely a word.
If you go ahead, I'm sorry.
I was gonna say with like the toxic, say I meet somebody that is toxic, I think it's an immediate opportunity to be like, well shit, what the hell wrong with me?
Facts.
Because like you are what you attract. So it's very much in the sense, well shit, I have work to do, right?
Yes.
You know, that's clear as day. So it's not necessarily I don't like the word toxic, but there may be a lot of lessons that person has come to teach you. Like they obviously have something to teach you, or they would have never appeared within your universe, whether it be a self-check, you know, a lot of, if I go out and meet somebody and I'm like, you know, I really don't like him, it's something that I need to check in myself, that it made me him even think that he could come over and speak to me.
You know when you the light, you get moths too. You get the butterflies, you get moths.
That is true.
And I feel like when your energy is high, everyone's looking at you like, oh, so pretty. And then you'll get the little stragglers, but it's up to you to have discernment and be like, oh no. Yeah. I'm good. So yeah, girl, you good. Because that's just teaching you discernment. That's keeping you on your toes.
Well, it's always an opportunity to, I always like say, you know, I'm hitting the matrix. You know,
dodging them. And you know what? Some people are tests. You know, let's say you get out of a relationship. You done you said, okay, spirit guys, I learned all my lessons. Your spirit guys looking at you like, we'll see. We'll see. Let's go ahead and send somebody their way, see if they really learn these lessons. So you'll meet somebody with the same lessons that you just said that you learned, with the same, they're gonna come to you with the same adversity, and that person is a test. Either you can RSVP saying, okay, I'm just gonna go to the first person that comes to me because I'm not comfortable with myself. I don't want to be alone.
That's true.
Or you can be like, you know what? No, I've seen in you what I just got out of. Decline. I'm going to decline
Yes.
your invitation. You know, and then once you reject that, because you shouldn't be accepting every invitation anyway, but once you reject that, that person is just a test, then boom, guess what's going to happen? You level up, and then you actually open your space up for a soulmate that is going to get you further down training. Decoy before
I'm ready.
desire.
I'm
Come
ready
on.
because it's been okay. I'm ready. I feel like I've been passing the test,
You're like,
and I feel like I was tempted. I was tempted, and I said, "No, the devil's a liar." I rejected it. So I've been sitting. This is the longest I've been like not in an intimate relationship for like ever. So I'm just like, oh, this is a weird feeling, like not having physical intimacy or touch from another person. So I was like, oh, that just means I get to love myself. That just means I get to get an more deep, intimate relationship with myself. And it brought out a lot of things that I thought I had overcome, with insecurities, with unworthiness, with unforgiveness. So not forgiving myself has brought unnecessary punishment and making my life harder than it needs to be. And, you know, thanks to people like you, people like Amani, like I love to hear transformative stories, because I'm just like, okay, I'm not the only one. I'm not going crazy, because when all this stuff is happening and people are on an autopilot and I see them acting autopilot, and I'm the one like speaking up, they're like, oh, here she go again. I'm like, y'all don't see what the fuck is going on here? Like, I'm not the only one going through this. You know what I mean? And being by myself and not having to explain myself to another partner when I want to be alone, when I don't want to talk to you and, you know, be with you physically around me, has given me the space to know when I am with a partner and I want my alone time, because I am a Pisces. So, you know, Pisces, we can lay in bed all day.
You definitely need your separate rooms.
I mean, I said that to my girlfriend the other day. She's like, you would want to be in another room. I'm like, oh, that sounds nice, actually, to sleep in a bed by myself every day. But, you know, being with myself and completely accepting myself is the true forgiveness. Because, y'all, I'm not going to get into it because, you know, we don't got a lot of time. But I will tell you that.
I want to pause. I'm sorry. Actually, during our break, I cleared I took care of my 6 o'clock appointment. So take your time. We got time. What you want to talk about?
Well, what I learned, like, and again, like my 15-year relationship, I feel like it did not teach me much compared to my 1.5-year reconnection with my ex. And he literally taught me to accept me. Like my other relationship was very much like play that role. And him being very unemotionally attached, being very much like, no, this is what I'm going to do. Like he was a Leo. He was very, he wants to do his thing and convince me to do what he wants to do. And I was like getting mad. I'm like, that's so selfish. I'm like, no, he wants to live his experience. This is the lived experience that he wants to have. So I have a right to live the experience that I want and find people that align with me. That's why we're all here. It's not to convince him to act the way that I want him to act or behave. So that was really allowed me to let him go. Because when I realized, I'm like, oh, you don't want to live the same experience as me? Bye. And I gave it freely. And I was like, you know, we still can be cool. But like, you know, an ex not going to want to be cool with you. Like if they want to, you know, they like what they like. And, you know, I can't help it. Not to be me, but like, I'm just very caring and loving. Yeah. So like, being that I chose myself and I want to have this experience, and I'm into wellness and I'm into putting good foods into my body. And you want to eat McDonald's? Nah, bro, that's not going to work. Like what? He wasn't eating McDonald's, but it wasn't food I would eat. So I'm like, I can't let you into my temple. And you out here like we're not aligned anymore, because I've leveled up. And I don't want to say leveled up. I leveled out, because, you know, I'm not going to say I'm better, but we not in the same place. So giving him that grace and respecting him allowed me to respect myself. He showed me okay, you are like, because he was a photographer, so he would always take pictures of me, and I'm like, don't take any pictures of me. This is wrong with me. That is wrong with me. Like and he was like, what are you talking about? Like, there's something wrong with you. Like, so then when he took pictures of me and I looked at the pictures, I was like, oh, I do look pretty. Oh, like all these weird things that I had in my mind. I think we all have body dysmorphia. And if you have a mother that never taught you how to be feminine, which I did not have a mother that taught me how to be feminine, I felt I was super masculine because I had brothers. I had, and I'm an Aries rising, and I had 2 brothers, and I had to defend myself, and I know how to throw a punch if I had to with brothers. You know what I mean? So it was very much like me stepping into my feminine felt like I was pretending, because I'm like, I don't know, do I come off like the feminine enough? Like, and I didn't truly see myself till I saw how he saw me. And I was like, oh, people see you the way they perceive you. It has nothing to do with the way I perceive myself. So it allowed me to show up in ways that I never would before. And that's why I have, my page, and I share about wellness, and I share about being feminine, because I'm learning now at this big age how to be feminine. Because my whole high school, it was like, yeah, put on the makeup because that's what you see in the magazines. Like, wear high heels because you have to. I was very much tomboy. And he taught me how to be okay being feminine and sharing that part of me authentically. And now I can explore that even more. So when you say soulmates teach you things, he really did teach me that. He taught me, like, yo, you just being you is good enough. Like, you don't have to put on I like makeup. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But, like, you don't have to do what society says is feminine. Like, you being you is enough. And it gives me confidence to know that I'll find someone to share that divine love with, because I wanted to experience being accepted as being me. And my marriage, I was not accepted that way. So he accepted that part of me. And when I wanted to level up and go into that deep, divine love, like, oh, let's meditate together and let's do, he's just like, I don't want to do all that. I was like, okay, time to move on. But it was fun. It's fun. But I want that meditative, cosmic love. And I know I'm going to experience it because you draw in that. I'm manifesting it every day within myself. But yeah, that was a soulmate connection for sure. And I told him in the past, I'm like, you must have been my general. We must have been in the army together because you're so bossy. And I'd be listening to him, and I feel like we had telepathic. You ever been with someone and they would just look at you and you would know what they want you to do, and you would just like come out, like, it was weird telepathic connection that we had. And I was like, you know what? This is a soul connection that I've never thought I would experience, but I know there's more. Like, it confirmed to me that there is more out there for me in love. So whatever you experience with your partner, when you have that desire to want to level up, there's nothing wrong with that. Don't feel like you're being greedy or selfish because you're like, yo, I want to have that divine love. They kind of put that spark in you to explore a different experience in love. And if they don't want to do it with you, you'll find another partner, that's what I'm transitioning into now. I'm seeing the vision. But I thank you. I love to hear women's experiences and your experiences as a man. I don't know if there was any men on here because I came in the middle. So I would love to hear, more experiences of everyone in love, because that's the most powerful energy is love.
Yes.
That's
so
a
powerful.
Word. That's a word. I feel like when you level up to that space, you won't even have to find, quote unquote, find love. You'll attract it. It'll come to you. It'll come right to your doorstep. And tapping back into what you were saying, it's like if they don't do the same things you do, then they have to let go. It's like, I feel like love teaches you detachment. True love teaches you detachment.
Yes.
Because in a divine partnership, there's no room for codependency, right? And detachment just looks like you're not worried about them cheating. You're not jealous. Nobody's trying to, oh, you went out tonight, so I'm going to go out tonight. It's, you truly, genuinely, authentically want to grow with this person and see them become the best version of them because that's who they want to be. It has nothing to do with you. You're not you know, making them a better person. The love is making you both
Yes.
somebody who you are meant to grow into, right? And
Yes.
this is why y'all should have separate rooms. But it's like, you know, it's like
True.
a flower. I say this often. It's like once you pick a flower, it dies, but you can admire the flower. You can grow with the flower as far as that flower's shelf life is going to grow. You know, you can water it, but if the flower only has like, let's say, a 20-year shelf life, then once it's time for that flower to transition, you can just, you have the memories, you have the lessons. The flower taught you what it means to love something unconditionally because you watered it, you took care of it. You know, in a relationship, the moment you try to own somebody and change that person and mold that person who you want them to be, it's not genuine love at that point. It's just you're trying to
Like,
yeah, you're trying to make a soulmate a twin flame. Because somebody asked the question, can a
Yeah.
soulmate grow into a twin flame? I personally don't think so, you know. But yeah, in a real divine partnership, there's none of that. There's no level one game. You're on level 100, right? So it's just that, you know, like Imani said, there's no perfect union. There's no divine, like, there's no, nothing's going to be like, oh, we never fight. Oh, no. Sometimes those arguments are healthy because they bring out the topics that need to be talked about. Like it's showing you real, raw, authentic, like emotion. And sometimes that's needed when you're with somebody to know how they truly feel. But if you're harboring feelings and you're not saying what you really want to say because you don't want to hurt their feelings, is that real, or is it, you know, is this person supposed to be your best friend? Yes, I believe so. Somebody said I hate arguing. Well, don't even call it you. It doesn't have to be arguing. It can be, you know, healthy debating. I don't know.
I was just gonna say, you know, a debate never has to be an argument, and argument, quote unquote, does not have to be led in anger. I think people really, you know, it's two different things. And when we talk with anger, a lot of times that's approached with, okay, I want to be right. You know, I want to be the first to it. And in a divine union, you know, this is me, this is my opinion, this is where I'm coming from. Hear me, and I'm going to hear you. I'm not looking to be right. I'm just looking to be heard.
That's raw. I love that. And you got, like, are you heard? Is your partner really listening to you? I think that's super important. You know, can y'all have a healthy communication? Can you sit in the same room, not say a word, and feel like y'all just had the best conversation? Like, that's so real, because y'all need to be, like, I don't know. I don't feel like when you're in a relationship, if you feel like, okay, should I say this? Should I say that? Sometimes you can just, like you said, telepathy. It's like, y'all know how y'all know what the mood is. You know? Like, we need to
But
get
you
back
got to use your powers for good, not evil. And I won't say we use it for evil. I'm just saying that because because in most relationships, and even my friend relationships, I had to realize I was very agreeable and passive. That was a conditioning that I was taught when I was younger, because I'm Haitian, so my parents were first generation, and they were very much like assimilate, assimilate, assimilate. So that was something that made me safe. If I come into a space, I can mold into that environment. So speaking up for myself, using that throat the throat chakra, it helps me. It helps me. So with my partner, the one that was like my soul connection, I realized I couldn't speak up. I could not. If I'm really upset or really passionate about something, I literally was like, I gotta go. Okay, bye. Because I knew if I opened my mouth, that Aries rising was going to come out, and he's a Leo, and it was going to be fire. It was going to
damn, literally.
That just resonated with me like a nail in the head, girl.
Fire.
Yeah.
And
I'm a Haitian woman, so you already know what we.
Yeah.
Put the salt on it, the earpiece, we gonna put all the sneezing in when we go off. So I realized, I'm like, oh, this isn't healthy, because like you said, when you're with your divine partner, you can be happy, sad, angry, and you'll know there's always that level of respect, that level of authenticity, that level of, you know what, I'm not taking this personal, because this is her experience, this is his experience. And that's where growth comes from, because I'm doing that with my son now. I get a little spicy and hot, and he does too. And I'm like, okay, this is his experience. He's a little person, but he's 7. He's still a little whole person that has the same kind of feelings I do. So if I have to give that grace to a child, I can certainly give it to an adult. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's the same thing. So I'm working on that with, my divine partner when he comes. So put the energy out.
Yeah, we truly need to get back to divine partnerships, because I feel like we're living in a hyper sexualized time where people just want to get together, bust a nut, and get out. It's like, no. Do you know how what you're exchanging when you lay down with somebody? You're taking on those person's energy, their demons, their trauma, and it takes a while to get that up off of you. So personally, I don't feel like you should even lay down with somebody until you truly know who they are and what you're getting yourself into. And
their purpose and mission, so you can manifest when you guys are intimate. Manifest that together.
That's a good point, because you don't know what they manifest. You could be manifesting one thing, and they could be on a whole different.
Totally different.
Blessings, Nadine. Welcome.
Hi.
And one thing I want to say before we get your word in is, damn, what was I gonna say? Go ahead, say what you're gonna say. I just forgot that fast.
Oh no,
actually, what I was gonna say is, you have to be open. You have to capitulate to the mission. Like, love is not gonna look like how you write it down and be like, my perfect wedding is gonna be this, and my dress is gonna be white. There's gonna be flowers, and you have to, like, you tell your guys, the universe, what your plans are, and you're probably going to hear some laughter, because you just have to be open, because your divine union is probably not going to look the way you think it is. Like, sometimes you actually have to go for personality versus looks. My dad just told me that the other day. He's like, son, if you close your eyes, I guarantee you can have the best relationship. I'm like, all right, Dad. Man been married 4 times. I love him to life, but yeah.
4 times? He love.
He's a Libra. He's a Libra.
There's that.
He's a Libra. No shade to my Libras, but y'all love relationships.
Yes.
I tell you. Yeah, but you just got to be open, because I always say, like, I don't want to be with the woman who has children, but maybe my twin flame has children. I never know, but I'm open. I'm open to that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to be open, and you have to surrender to whatever you are being called to, right? And if it's not what it looks like for you, make some changes, make some personal changes. Lusty Libras, exactly. Listen, always in a relationship.
Living.
Nadine, what's on your heart?
She said something. My Haitian sister. But she said something about not being in a relationship and not being able to be who you are authentically. And that is something that, like, I feel like it partially came from with my last relationship. Like, so in the Haitian culture or Caribbean period, like, they have, like, expectations for their children to be, like, doctors, lawyers, like, engineers, especially when immigrants come here from the United States. It's like, we're giving you this opportunity, like, we work so hard, like, you need to do this. And you guys, I'm a hairstylist, and my family was not feeling that, because when I started school, and I wanted to do biomedical science, because I was like, well, I could be a doctor, like, that's something, I'm smart. I know I could do it. I could do the work. But I was just miserable in college taking those classes. And for a long time, I was just trying to do what I felt like would make my family happy, would make them proud of me, like, be the person I felt like my family wanted me to be. Because I'm kind of like, I don't know if you guys, like, the black sheep type of person in the
Yep,
family who,
most
like,
definitely.
you know, like
We all
the
are.
divergent, yeah, the divergent in the family. So with that, I feel like that kind of manifested in my relationship with the last person I was dating. So I was kind of like, and now that we're having this conversation, I have a better understanding of what like a soulmate and a twin
Yeah.
flame was. And I feel like he was my soulmate because I feel like I learned how to speak up and be who I really am, versus like while we were together, there are certain things, like even in terms of spirituality or just like talking about chakras or astrology, like sometimes like with him it would be like, oh, if I wanted to talk about it, it's like, oh, this is a bunch of bullshit, because that's not what he believes, that's not something he's interested in talking about. But like I felt like I was like suppressing a part of myself, and for a long time, because we kind of started dating when I was 19. I'm 24 now, and we were like on and off for a while, and then we officially like, okay, we're together when I was 21. So we were like officially together for 3 years.
So much.
So um while we were together, I had moments where I was like, damn, is this like going to be my life? Like, if we get married, like, I really love this person, but am I always going to just have to hide this part of myself from him, or like only speak about whatever he wants to talk about? And like, my throat chakra was just like closed off, and I would not speak up for myself. And then on top of that, like, his version of love, like, because I feel like because of the way I grew up, like, it was kind of chaotic, like unstable. Sometimes I feel like I the way that I decided to love him in our relationship is I didn't want to be like, oh, like clocking him all the time, like, oh, who you at, where you at, who you with, like all that type of stuff, just like controlling. Like, the way I want to be loved is like the way I felt like I should love him. Like, you're a human. And I always told him this since the moment we got together, like, we're together, but we're still individuals. So you have your life that you live, I have my life that I live, but we have our lives that we live together at the same time. So it's like, whatever you want to do, you can do that. I feel like if you're with someone, whatever they do outside of you is their choice, but it's like they know what's the bounds of respect are for like your relationship, of course. So if they do something outside of that, like, that was a choice for theirs, you can't really control that. So I'm not like the smothering type, or like calling you 1,000 times if you don't answer the phone, texting you, cursing you out, like getting mad at you, because he was a very handsome guy. So like every time a girl looks at you, I want to fight her, or like it's an argument if someone comments on your post or something like that. Like, I'm not that person. But to him, it made him feel like I didn't desire him. So that was like, it almost made me feel like I had to be a different person for him to feel like, he was desired by me. And that's not who I am. I'm not like the crazy in love type of person. And that was another way I felt like, it started making me think. Like, I remember this was back in 2020. Imani posted something, and she was like, I think it was like along the words of like, basically saying something like, think about like, if you're your divine partner, like, do they make you feel like uplifted, or like something along those lines? Like, is this the type of love that you want for yourself? Like, to really think about it. And I was like thinking, and I'm like, yo, I really love this person, but I do not feel like I can be myself. And then things happen in our relationship, like there was like infidelity, and all that. So I tried to stay, like, the issue I feel like is I have a hard time letting go. And I think that makes it so hard for me to, like, move on. Because I feel like I might have even already met my twin flame, but because I'm still in this limbo of dealing with this relationship, like, I'm not learning the lesson. Does that make sense? And then he's my best friend's brother, so that's another thing that kind of makes it complicated. Yeah, and then like this is something that happened like in December. I sent him a message just like, okay, listen, I can't do this with you anymore. Like, and we weren't like talking all the time, hanging out or anything, but we would occasionally talk. Like, I see him, we might go to the gym together or something, but I was just like, you know what? Like, we can't do this. Like, I have to leave you in last year. I can't, keep going. Tell me how I'm driving, my tire blows, and he drives by and sees me. We're not speaking at this point. This is like coincidental. He's just driving by and he sees me and I'm like, what the hell? Well, yeah, not coincidental, but I'm just like, what the hell? And I'm like, God, I told you to take him out of my life. Why does he have to be the one to help me? You
ain't learned the lesson.
Yeah, I guess not.
Okay.
My lesson. And I feel like that's like what it is over and over again. Like how you were saying, like, it's like different degrees, different levels. Every time I feel like God, now everything is making sense from this conversation. God keeps sending him back into my life until I learn my lesson. But like, it's like, it's so, I don't know. I feel like because I'm so comfortable and I'm kind of like scared to let it go. It's like, if I let this go, like what's next?
Yeah. Have you said all this to him?
Yeah, I have. I was like bawling, crying. We were in the car because he took me after my tire blew. He just took me to get like fix a flat real quick so I could, because of course my spare was flat. So I got some fix a flat to like just patch it up until I could drive to a gas station. And like while we were sitting in the car, I just started crying, like really, really crying hard. And he's just asking me why, and I just couldn't speak. And then I told him, I was just like, God, why? God, why? And then he's just like, like we're each other's person, whatever. But I'm like, no, like you hurt me so much. Like I feel like my divine partner, I'm not gonna go through this. I know, like, of course, every relationship isn't perfect. Like relationships are gonna go through certain, you might disagree on certain things. There might be, but it's all about like, working together to make those things right. I feel like he has done things to intentionally hurt me. And
listen. I think everybody in here knows already that this man ain't the one.
Yeah.
And maybe your lesson is learning to let go, because you said you have a hard time letting go. It's detachment, because if you don't learn detachment now, guess what? The next person's going to be even harder to let go, because if you don't learn the first lesson, the lessons come back times 10. They come back harder. Yeah. And so it's best to get the lesson now so you won't have to repeat the same lesson in a different person. Because you might end up saying like, oh man, I keep running into the same situations. Yeah, because you're still in the same grade. You're still getting Fs on your test.
Yeah, that's true. And I feel like another thing that I started thinking of is like, I feel like I can't be my most vulnerable self or my most like feminine self with him.
That's your answer.
Yeah, that right there. And and that's like what I want to be, because like
it's third coast floating right. I'm sorry. Is he flirting in the comments? I'm around. Listen, that might be your brother. Shoot your shot. Shoot your shot, my brother.
That's hilarious.
I mean, you can listen. I'm open to hear all the stories you want to tell us about this person, but I think everybody here knows you need to next this person.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's case closed.
So the story with the flats, right? I'm very big on. A lot of times you're in the present moment and you have to really soak in what the hell is going on right now. Okay, you were on flat. You had your spare tire was even flat. That spirit telling you you're not gonna move nowhere with this man.
Come on, Kayla.
While you were talking, I wrote down, baby, let go. You are worthy of what's ahead of you. And a lot of times, like, I've been there, like, trust me, girl, trust me. just a hard time with letting go because I just could not see that the light ahead was meant for me and that I'm actually worthy of it. That's when that's when we're scared to, break free. Because we don't think we are actually deserving of what's next. But girl, you are.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you are. You may not think
Especially
so,
being
but you
24.
are. Yeah,
Yeah,
Girl, you got
you're
24.
24.
you
Yeah,
are.
we got some babies up here
You live,
today.
Yeah.
you live your whole life.
Live
Your
your
whole life.
life.
Whatever you see, live it. 24, you live your best life. And I just want to recommend the book, The Power of Receiving. I just did the Audible for this, and it made me get the book. I think every melanated woman needs to get this book. Another one, oh, what is it? I have to get it. Something rest in. It's another book about resting. Like we need to rest in our womanhood. Let me go get it. We need to rest in our feminine energy. That's the problem. We get partners that want us to prove. Oh, you need to prove your love.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make you
Right.
work for this love.
And you know what, another
Ooh,
thing I realized,
like
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
rest in, yeah.
In the meantime, go holler at Third Coast in the comment
Resistance, rest
section.
in resistance. This book too.
I got you, my boy. Go holler at the comment section.
Yes.
He and her DM right.
Let
For
her be in
real.
her feminine energy. Feminine energy.
I feel like another big part, and that's why I was like, I started the early childhood intensive, but I didn't finish it, and I need to finish it. He would remind me of my father, and I would tell him that like certain things that he would do, especially like with communication, what made me think of like my dad. And like my dad is Haitian. My dad is a Taurus. He's like stoic, hard, like won't tell me anything about his life. Like last week actually, when we were doing we had class with Astro, and we were doing presentations. Mine was Taurus. That same day I found out my dad had a mini stroke. I don't know anything about his
I'm
life,
sorry.
so like it just, that situation just like put my mind in a place like, yo, Nadine, like you really have to get your shit together and like, heal yourself, heal your heart, so then you could be who you need to be for yourself, and then like for whoever else. Because I really want to heal my relationship with my dad. I feel like that's also a stumbling block with like how I am in relationships. It's hard for me to be soft, and like everything that you guys are saying, I feel like, yeah, my divine partner is gonna help me to feel like my softest self. So
Yes.
yeah.
And I hope your father's all right.
Yeah,
I hope he's
sending him love.
Yeah, most definitely.
And I just to add to what you were saying, I married my mother. I literally married my mother. I'm first generation Haitian. My ex was a foreigner from another country, so his mindset was very foreign mindset. Even though he came here when he was 10, it was very much like assimilate.
Yeah.
So because I didn't want to do the work in my 20s, I knew in my 20s I had work to do. And my behind opened up a book. Let me tell you how you manifest things. I opened up a book about astrology, and it said, oh, you're a Pisces, so whoever you go with, you can go with a Scorpio. It's going to be passionate. It's going to be a lot of stuff. Or you can go with a Taurus, and they'll be practical. They'll be this, they'll be that. You know what I said to myself? I said, oh, I had enough passion. Let me go with the Taurus and be up for that practical life. That's exactly what I got. Exactly what I got.
You know what's crazy that you said that? That was me with the Scorpio, because I started reading a little bit about astrology when I got to college, and it was like, yeah, Taurus that's your sister sign. It's gonna be beautiful, and you guys just connect. But it was just like
every Taurus.
Yeah, it was. And at first I felt like, maybe this is what I'm supposed to be going through, because I feel like in like the Black community and the Caribbean community, it's almost like struggle love. Like, I don't know if you guys heard about it, but like a lot of Caribbean people have like secret families and stuff like that. Like that's like a thing.
Oh, damn.
It is very prevalent.
Wow.
So me growing up, like I knew that's not what I wanted for me, but like I saw my mom go through it with my dad, like my friends' moms go through it with their dads too. Like it's like So, you know, when you grow up not really seeing a great foundation of love and like what beautiful love is supposed to look like, what a divine partnership is supposed to look like, you don't really realize that like what you're thinking is not what love might really be, and manifest that into your own relationships. And I feel like that's what a lot of us do. I feel like I do that myself too. I didn't realize like a lot of things I thought I wanted is not what I wanted at all. And now, yeah, sorry.
Man,
Explore.
I'm not a tourist, but why y'all shitting on tourists?
My ex
Like,
was a Taurus.
They are
I
usually
agree. My ex-husband, Taurus, no.
listen,
Wait, hold on. Wait. Was it a May Taurus or an April Taurus? Because there's a difference.
My dad's a May Taurus.
Is there?
May. See, it's the May Taurus. I knew it. Because the April Taurus are fun because they got little Aries in them. That's how I feel. And my friend is with the Aries Taurus, and he be real Taurus, generous, doing it. I'm like, yo, my Taurus wasn't like that.
Yeah, for real.
But he's an April Taurus. Then May Taurus be caught up in that Cancer nonsense.
Something
But
else.
I'm sorry, no offense to Cancer.
hey, yeah, I was about to say, wait, hold up. My best relationship was with a Cancer woman.
He said, no, Cancer.
Honestly,
Cancer.
I feel like people shouldn't even look for their twin flame until you come up out of your Saturn return. That's just how I honestly feel. Because, yeah, your Saturn return, if you try to balance a relationship during your Saturn return, I mean, you can do it, but that same person you with when you enter your Saturn return might not be the same person that you're with when you're out of that Saturn return.
Taurus or Libra?
And you're not going to be the same
You're
after that.
not going to be, not at all.
I went through mine with 4 years, and you know, I had like my entire life changed after my Saturn return.
I think he's going through his Saturn return right now.
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, listen.
Yeah.
You know, we here in Western, you know, culture, it's like we have these different ages, you know, we're like coming of age, you know, it's like 25, 21, all these different ages. But from an astrological standpoint, I feel like you don't really, your true coming of age is when you come up out that Saturn return. We need to go ahead and push the age back to like 30 something, you know, because a lot of people now are still living with their parents and they're when they're 30. So it's like, how are you living with your parents looking for your twin flame? First you got to get stability. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to restructure relationships, because the people that we learn relationships from, just think about who we learn love from. Television, movies, like this culture is not who we should be learning how to love somebody from. We need to restructure this entire thing, because we've been put into these certain boxes. Oh, you got to provide. Oh, you got to have a car. You got to have this. We're coming from a materialistic standpoint, where we really need to be heart-centered, heart chakra-centered, and start loving people for who they really are, not for who we think they can be. When they show you who they are, it's up to you to decide, okay, I'm going to ride this out. I'm gonna change this person, and it's not gonna happen. Or you know what? I saw who they were. I saw the catalog, and it's not for me.
And
I'm not buying.
Catalog.
Too, I feel like there's so much pressure to like, everyone wants to. They see what's going on social media, like, oh, this person is getting married. Like a whole bunch of people that I know recently I graduated with, they're married or have kids and whatnot, and I feel like people feel pressure for that. But now I don't feel pressure anymore, because it's like, I'm only 24. Like I used to think my parents got married when my mom was 23 and my dad was 25, and they're not together. They've been divorced since I was like 5. So like, they've been divorced for a long time. And even then, like, even now, like there's strife between their relationship. And I'm grown. I don't even live with my parents. My sister's grown. She still lives with my mom, but like, you get what I'm saying? So I think I'm so glad that you created this space for us to like have these conversations. Cause I know like, it's giving me so much more perspective on, you know, I don't have to rush, because there is a time where I'm like, damn, like all my friends are like just like moving on, and I felt like I was just in the same place, and like I feel like I had to find who I'm gonna marry. I have to find my love. Like, I gotta have kids by this age. Like, I told myself, because my mom did it, I'm gonna be married by 23, and then I'm gonna have kids by 28, and I'm gonna have my house and everything. And that's not how life works.
Nope.
That's a boomer thing. Like, just think about a lot of y'all parents. Y'all, in everybody that's here right now, just think about what age your parents had y'all and what age they got married. The boomers were having babies at 22, 23, 24. They were getting married at the same age, and they didn't really have enough time to realize who they were. It's, if you get into a serious relationship at a very young age and you don't have time to explore yourself, you're going to try to find yourself through this person, and then that's where codependency comes from. Once you truly fall in love with yourself, you have a good relationship with your subconscious mind, you have a good energetic vibration, you know who you are so nobody can tell you who you are, then yeah, maybe go out there and dabble. But until that time, like, date yourself, like, get to know who you truly are, so therefore you won't have to attract these fillers, you won't have to attract these tests, these, you know, multiple different karmic bonds, and building karma with new people, because you have learned who you are, you know. Like, truly fall in love with yourself, raise your vibration so you can attract the best possible match and ride it out. And even if you attract somebody when you're at a high frequency, they might just be a soulmate that is ready to teach you those lessons just at a higher level. You won't have to go to preschool because you have surpassed preschool. You're probably going to start at high school, probably go through one person, and then guess what? Now you're probably ready for your twin flame. But it's not a race, it's a marathon. Truly get to know yourself. You're 24. Who are you?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
learn who you are. Truly.
Birth chart. Learn your birth chart.
Yeah. That's why I'm glad you're subscribed, because that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. Follow, I mean, get in touch with your North Node, and once you meet somebody who you can truly be free with, I think real love looks like freedom. You should never feel suffocated when you're with somebody. You shouldn't have to ask permission
so
to go
real.
out.
Yeah.
That's not your
That's so
parent,
real.
you know?
Real. Like, being scared to say or do things.
Yes.
I want to go out with
True
my
love is
friends.
freedom.
And that's a big reason why my friends and I were talking. And right now, all of us are pretty much single. Like, I have one friend that's like seriously dating, but the rest of us are single. And we were talking about our last relationships, and like all of us kind of had similar things. It's just like, it's like, I don't want to belong to somebody, or like they feel like, oh, if I want to go out with my friends, it's a problem, and then you're blowing me up or popping up at my house because you want to see what I'm wearing before I go out. Like,
Oh,
yeah, it's like,
God.
like,
Oh,
Say
run,
that.
girl, run.
What? Nah.
like that. I mean,
Block. Block him.
exactly. So it's just like stuff like that. Like, I don't want to, that's not love to me. That's like suffocating. It makes me feel like, and that was when I was in high school, I like made the conscious decision not to date anyone. I didn't date anyone until I was in my senior year, and then we didn't go to the same school, so like we didn't really see each other like that, but it was like cutesy on the phone, like maybe hang out in a while, go to prom, whatever. But I remember, and I kept telling myself, like, go back to that person, like go back to that childish person that you were, because I felt like I saw my friends relationship, their boyfriends, like if we went to a football game and they were wearing shorts, it was an issue. And I said, I already have a dad. I don't need no man telling me like, oh, you can't wear shorts because I don't like it. Like, we were 17, like what? So I feel like getting a little bit older and then just like seeing relationships from other people's perspectives kind of changed mine. And I'm just like, okay, well, this is what I'm supposed to be doing as a girlfriend. This is like, oh, like my man is supposed to do this because like whatever. But like all of that is bullshit. Like,
Yeah.
And it's that word too, supposed. Nobody's supposed to do nobody owes you nothing ever. No, you, like, honestly, when you're in a divine union, that person's gonna show up how they show up, and it's up to you to decide whether you want to be with that person or not. Like, nobody is ever like, you're supposed to be doing this because my friend's man is taking her to this place and this. That's not how that person loves. They nothing like your best friend's boyfriend. Like, And it's up to you how you're choosing people. It's like sometimes we rush to choose people because we look on social media and, like you said, our friends are in relationships. Guess what? It's probably not your time. It's probably your single time. It's probably your time to thrive by yourself.
And guess what?
You know?
They're probably not happy.
Yeah.
Not throwing no shade on their relationship, but I'm gonna tell you, like, honestly, I'm 34 right now. I am just the past 4 to 5 years of my life. I really know who I am. When I was your age, I had already had my oldest daughter. Take your time. Take your time. Everything on the outside has nothing to do with you. Your experience is your own. What's making them folks happy ain't gonna make you happy.
That's right.
Y'all two different people. You in two different boats. Your parents, our parents, we love our parents. They only did what they knew, right? They only operated in the way that they were taught.
Yeah. And
my mom spent a lot of her life. My mom spent a lot of her life hoping to love herself more than she did. She lived most of all of her life knowing that she didn't give herself enough love. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the key to it is just loving on yourself and letting whatever is going to come to you while you're in that season of love.
Oh, damn. I'm looking at Nadine's chart right now. If you in the building, I just want to tell you, I meant to tell you when you were up here that you have Chiron in your 12th house. Yeah. Whenever you have these planets in your 12th house, I'm not going to say too much and put your business out there, but whenever you have a planet in your 12th house, just know there's karma, especially a planet like that. All right? So know when it's karma and know when it's divine. Know when it's karma and know when it's divine.
That's true. Every time we did, they cut us off.
Yeah, I know, right? All right, Nadine, I'm bringing you back up for a little bit, and then I'm gonna send you back down because I think we got the lesson here for you. But yeah, what I was saying is that you have Chiron in your 12th house in the sign of Scorpio. Yeah, there's some karma in this life you got to pay off. You got some checks to clear.
Okay.
Yeah, you got to clear that karmic debt. And let me not get too deep in your chart, but yeah, just know that yeah, Chiron, especially the planet of Chiron. Yeah, yeah. So just know when it's karma, know when it's divine. Just know that you guys, your tests are probably going to be more than the average person.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, if you knew about my life. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yes. All right. Thank you so much, Nadine, for coming up. Do you have any other questions or anything?
No. Oh, no. I did have one question before I forget. So do we have like platonic soulmates?
No. I mean, yeah, of course. Like your dog, your friends. Yeah, soulmates aren't all romantic. Yeah, like your best friend could be a soulmate, your mom, like soulmates are just like the mate is just friends, soul friends, right? So they can come in many, many, many forms. It can be the barista at your favorite coffee shop that you have deep conversations with, soulmates come in a lot of forms. There's soul group. And that's why I think hopefully soon for one of our film nights, we need to watch Cloud Atlas so y'all can see like a film depiction of like soul groups and soulmates and how that works out. Like you go through different lives for different people and you meet them in different lives, like hide and seek. But yeah, soulmates come in many forms. So
Yeah, okay. Thank
All
you.
right.
Thank
No
y'all
problem,
so
Nadine.
See you later, girl.
All right, now. See you later. Don't forget your homework.
I know we were. Look, Jessica
Blessings,
Man,
my brother.
is
Blessings.
great.
what's up, man?
How we doing?
Pretty good, man. Dang, I ain't know. So it was a little delayed. I ain't know you was just about to add me like that.
What's
But
on your
yeah,
heart, my
man,
brother?
that's crazy. This is divine energy. But for one, just want to say thank you, bro. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, Miss Lady. I just forgot your name, but
Taylor,
I don't know.
yeah.
I'm kind of by myself right now.
Mhm.
I love getting on here though. Like, of course, your name is Kayla. I'm bad. But I love getting on here and just talking to y'all because the energy is pure. I need it right now. I just came up out of my Saturn return, so I'm kind
Ooh,
of geeked. I feel like I can kind of get through anything now,
yeah.
just based off of where I was before and kind of how I had to get through this by myself. But I had the question of like, are you supposed to come out of this Saturn return single? And one of the things that the universe is kind of just telling me is basically yes, I am with the situation I was dealing with. With that being said, I recently came in contact with somebody from my past, and it's been real pure energy, kind of like the energy that we have here. When you guys talk, it's like a relief. Like you get off and you just be like, damn, no, man, I need that. And it's like that's how I kind of feel when I talk to her. So I don't know if because I realized, okay, this relationship has holding me back personally. I've been doing things that have been like keeping me from being happy. I don't even meditate no more. I gotta smoke every day. Like I'm not even me no more. So like at the end of the day, it's the relationship that's causing me to be this way because I want to be with her. So after I realized that and I started to communicate it, that's when the other young lady got in contact with me. And it's like the day of the Saturn return ending, you know, it I don't know, it's just it's funny how everything happened, how it started and how it ended. It's divine. It's already written. So like when you walking in that, man, it feels so good because it was peaceful for me. Like we had got into it, and I went back to the crib and just like picked up my stuff and just left because it's like we don't have to do it. We don't have to. We were talking about just choosing to do this every day, and it's like, bro, like if we're not happy, you don't gotta continue to stay in the situation. And it's like every day we make these choices, you know, it puts us in different situations. But here I am now, like I got a blessing just thrown in my lap, and it's like, man, that's what you get when you walk in that path. I had no idea what I was about to do. I'm in Seattle. I'm from Chicago. I don't got no family out here. It's like I ain't know, but I was just gonna wing it and do something because I knew I didn't want to be in a relationship, and it was kind of like holding me back, and I felt like I was holding her back because of where I was. So it's like I don't know. I just wanted to get on here and talk to y'all, but I was
Man,
listening.
this authenticity is real, my brother. Like,
Yeah.
thank you for real. This is raw. I really
Gosh,
appreciate this.
I was for real, bro. I really be on here just like all on my family for real. So when you talk about the trip, when you talk about buying land, it's already that's something that's already been like on my heart for years. I just want to get a plot of land and put my family on it and grow my own food. I don't need anybody for anything. So the fact that I'm a creator, we are creators, we are gods. Like we just gotta walk in there, and it's hard, but it's like when I be walking in there, I'm unstoppable.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's
Come
like I
on,
just want to
man.
get
Let's
back
get
to
it.
that, man. That it just feels so good getting back to that, and it's crazy because I'm not even supposed to be on this live right now. I just was watching other lives, just trying to catch up, just because of what I've been going through. So I'll just be catching it when you repost it. That's why I was in the comments like, hey, bro, I know I seen you live, posted it. But, you know, man, it's a real blessing when you just take the time to just remove yourself from the situation and see what's what. Astral projecting without dreaming.
Damn, that's a word.
Ooh,
That's a word.
Y'all
Man, and it's real too, because it's like, it sounds like you are actually practicing real self-care, removing yourself from a situation that's not conducive to your growth. You know, sometimes we stay in those situations. Yeah. Sometimes we outlive our, I'm saying, man, and why spend any minute longer in a situation that you know it's not going to help you grow? You know, once the milk is sour, it got to go, you know? For real.
And then
like,
when you know it's sour and you just keep drinking it,
you get sick.
or you leave it, or you leave it for somebody else to drink. Like, come on, bro. Come on. I don't walk like that. I don't know. So the spirit of fear has never been a thing. So like, yeah, I've messed up. We've been in a relationship 7 years. I'm across the country. I spent all my bread and put it into the relationship. I'm back at square one. But it feels good to the motherfucker though.
Right. Just I mean,
it feels good, bro. And just, I don't know, just being back, meditating. I started grounding. I don't know, I'm about to show you because I'm right over here by the water. I'm living on a boat right now, bro. Like,
damn, I love that. That's what's up.
Real. I'm living on a boat, and I'm kind of the type of person. I was looking into doing the tiny homes and like building something out of a container.
Yo, I'm telling you, we on this way.
Plan, but then I looked into tiny homes, and then God was like, "Nah, this the project." So I'm right here on this water though, and it just be so beautiful, bro. You just sit here and ground and just, like you said, just listen to the earth, just listen to everything that's going on. It's like when the sun be sitting right here, I'm chilling. I am so good. I just sit here and just be with y'all. So for those that don't know, when you see me in the comments, I'm right here. I'm doing what's up, man. I love y'all too. Shit.
Man, that's what's up, man. It's good to, even, you know, you say you know you spent all your bread starting over fresh. Yo, that's a blessing in itself. You're out of that situation. You made it about your Saturn return. Now you got a brand new start, new location, brand new choices to make. You get a chance to reinvent your entire self, man. Like completely reinvent, especially when you come out of your Saturn turn. You're a new person. So the same people who knew the old you, they don't know you now. You know, so it's like the same. And the relationship, the person who contacts you, was that before your Saturn return?
That was before and after. It was before the Saturn return, and it was after the Saturn return. The day of it ended, as I'm packing myself up, she's texting me.
Wow. I'm telling you, that's why I'm like, you know, side note, I'd be like, yo, this is a simulation. The way this algorithm be working sometimes, like,
I don't know what lesson it's about to teach me. I know it's a lesson. It's like, is this the same platonic relationship that I was supposed to have with her? Or, like, I don't know. It's just the twin flame energy that I've been feeling, because like I said, it feels so good when I get to talk to her, and now she's feeling safe enough to me. With me, she just shared some stuff about her grandma that I didn't even know. Nobody really knows. She was just talking to me about it, like just now. And then I went back to your video, like, I don't know, energy is funny. God is real. I want y'all to come to Portland, because we got to hit up these dispensaries, like I said. I've been smoking. So if y'all trying to come out. Hey,
actually, it's funny you mentioned that, because if I tell y'all where I'm looking at apartments right now, I ain't gonna say too much too loud, but yeah, I'm gonna be up on It's some places that's calling y'all. Y'all just gotta listen. You know, I've been looking at Seattle. I've been looking at Portland. Like they got some good spaces over there.
It's a
But
plot of
yeah, man,
land for sale for like 3,000 out here.
man,
Oh no.
$3,000 for land. Do y'all hear that?
I
Y'all want to
heard.
get up out of paying rent? Buy the
Wow.
land. That's where we're headed to. And I truly believe with every single sector in our lives being restructured, I think that the way that we are living right now, paying rent, that's out the door, out the window. I've seen a video every single day now with people saying, I'm tired of paying rent. I'm tired of working this job. So sooner or later, especially now that today's the day, Pluto moved into Aquarius, people are going to come together. I just saw somebody DM me a story where 5 friends saved $50 for 5 years every week, and now they're buying their own land. You're going to start to see more things like that. Rent is out the door. It is up to us to change the narrative. And I'm so sorry for bringing you up on stage and you didn't get any time to say nothing yet. What's on your heart chakra? Talk to us.
No, you don't have to apologize for that. I'm just glad to be in the space as always. I love the water view. That's great. I'm glad I was even on here to see that. On my heart chakra though, what I wanted to join for is because when we were talking about divine union, I'm not like a parent yet, but I desire to be. And I wanted to talk about like the parenthood and child relationship, because one of the people who were on earlier, I want to say she had glasses and she was saying that like, she felt like it was like a parent or child relationship or a brother-sister connection within like her union. And I was thinking about that when she was saying that, like, I also felt that in certain like partnerships that I had been in, but I'm in the space now and I'm entering my Saturn return. This is my Saturn return time. And I have just come to terms with accepting the fact right now in this space. I don't know about later on in the future, but I feel like I have like wrapped up the desire to like want and need like the divine love from a partner. And I'm ready to do that with a child, with like children, and have that type of dynamic going. And so I just wanted to like touch on that to the table. That was it.
Okay. That's a lot to unpack. All right, so let's open this. Let's
Return. All I'm gonna say is I'm praying for you though.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
let's open the suitcase. So you said you want
I
a
love
child, but you
y'all.
don't.
Unlock it.
I'm gonna
Unlock
hop out
All right,
it, Astro.
Oh,
my brother.
Lord.
Thank you for tapping in. I love you too, my brother. All right, peace. I love when y'all tap in. I love when y'all tap in, especially my fellas. We need more masculinity up here.
Yes. Oh, I love it.
Yeah. So you want a divine baby without a divine
Well,
partnership.
not even without the divine partnership, but I just feel like I'm not as like, I want to say the word pressed, but I don't know if I really mean that, but I'm not as pressed for that aspect of it as I was before that I am now. Like now I'm more so like kind of okay with like, okay, as long as we could communicate and be co-parents and we can make that agreement and establishment beforehand, then that is more so like where I'm at as far as accepting it than having to put so much stress on like the relationship aspect of it before the child. Like if we can both come to terms to agree that we're, going to provide for the child, we can have a mutual healthy relationship as like, co-parents and stuff like that. And we don't have to put so much stress of like, oh, are you going to be my wife? Or are you going to be my husband? Or like, who are you, like we said earlier, who are you texting? Who's on the phone? And all of that is just like, I feel like I've been there, kind of done that in relationship aspects of it. And I don't want to have like that aspect with the partner who I'm going to have like a child with. So I already would want to just get that established first before, if I'm wording it right.
You're wording it right, but I feel like there's some cognitive dissonances going on, right? And like I said, I'm always keeping it 100 with you. I feel like you're in your Saturn return now?
Yes. I was born in 1995.
Okay. And you're going to be in this for 3 years. So how do you feel like, let's say on a scale of 1 to 10, how do you feel where do you feel like you are on an energetic level?
With just myself?
Yeah, and I'm trying to bring you up on stage, Christ consciousness, my brother, but it's not letting me. I'm just going to keep hitting accept on whoever comes and see who comes up on stage. But yeah, where do you think you are on a scale of 1 to 10 on an energetic vibration level?
For myself personally, I want to say a 7, a high 7, 7.7, I'll say.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay. Okay. Um, what I'm gonna say here is that I would just hold off. You know, I would do some light dating with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because when you're asking to bring a baby into this world, a new soul in this world, you don't choose them, they choose you,
Right.
first of all.
Mhm.
And when you're ready, the teacher will appear, because babies are our greatest teachers besides our twin flames. We learn more from our babies than anybody else, right? If babies can speak, oh my God, they'll be running the whole world, right? Yeah, mine needs patience.
Patience.
It's patience, because it's not a race, it's a marathon. And if you bring a baby into this world and you're not ready, you don't even know who you are, how's the baby going to know who they are?
Mm-hmm.
You should be having the same type of eagerness to get to know yourself,
Mhm.
especially doing your Saturn return. And with doing that, the right person is going to come
Mhm.
with the right, type of situation for you to bring in a little baby,
Mhm.
because the worst thing you can do is, well, not worse, but like I said, babies choose you. And sometimes a lot of these babies end up for adoption, because we always know that that's an option, right? Or an
Yeah.
abortion. But it's like, why even go through all those options when you can just hold off, patience, and choose the right person? What's her question? Can you repeat your question?
So my question was, or it was pretty much just like a general statement, rather, of the fact of like, um, I'm in my side of return now, and I was saying that the way that I feel about like how we talked about divine unions earlier, like I feel as though like I am not really in the space of like wanting the divine partnership with a man, and I'm more so in the space of like ready to have that divine, union with like a mother and child relationship, because of the comment that I heard the lady speak on earlier about how within her relationship she felt that it was like dynamics of like mother and child, brother and sister, etc. And I feel like I'm kind of like over the whole like, oh, like let's be in a relationship and this, that, and the third for, the titles or anything like that. And I'm more so in the space of like, if let's just, vibe and be, with each other or get to know each other or whatever the case may be. And then, if a child transpires out of that, I'm cool with just co-parenting. I'm not really pressed about the relationship part of it.
Yeah, and what I'm hearing
Um,
is you sound unclear about what you want.
mhm.
It sounds like you're in a rush, confusion, and that is not the right energy to enter into any divine union, especially to bring a baby out about that union.
And
So
on
what are you
top,
hearing, Kayla?
because I have 3 kids, girl,
Okay.
and we love full transparency, right?
Mm-hmm.
Shoot it to you straight.
Mm-hmm.
You can't put that type of pressure on a child
Mm-hmm.
to have a child specifically to be your divine
Right.
partner. That's a
Right.
lot of pressure to put on the child and to put on you as a mother.
Mm-hmm.
The seed will be planted when it's time, when it's your
Mm-hmm.
time. And you also don't want to get whoever you have a child with, that always needs to be a divine union. If not, is you get into a karmic child,
Mm-hmm.
and, and then your child is teaching, which our children always are here to teach us lessons anyway.
Right.
Um, but take your time, because you absolutely, I feel like saying you don't want is kind of shooting yourself short as well, because you deserve it.
Right.
You know.
Right.
Okay, here's what's going on, y'all. I got like 6, 7 people in the queue.
Mm-hmm.
I keep hitting accept on every single one of y'all. It's not letting anybody come up. So to be fair and to make this a full conversation, I'm going to go ahead and end this and then start it right back again so we can hop right back deep into this conversation. So everybody that's here, come on back. I'm about to end this right. Why is Instagram doing me like this? IG got to be hating every single time we getting deep up in here. Jen and Lynn, blessings. I see you. Let's wait for Kayla to come back up here. Zon, I see you. Blessings. Jolette, welcome back. They big mad. Right, Rena? They don't want us talking about what we're talking about. All right, cool. So let me let Kayla up here next. Okay. See if it lets me let everybody up here. That would be great. Okay. Cool, cool, cool. Oh, there we go. All right. Blessings, my brother. How you doing?
Yeah, how's it going?
Good, good. All right. So let's finish this. Let's go ahead and finish what you were talking about, because I think this is important. Because I'm not sure if you're like just thinking like, okay, y'all, whatever. I'm gonna listen to what y'all saying, but not really. I still want my baby.
No, no. I received the message because, of course, like, I mean, of course, just because I feel like, not to say that y'all would tell me anything wrong or anything, but that's how I feel. Like, I don't think you guys would just try to steer me in the wrong direction or anything. And especially the fact that you already have children and you already have been a mother to 3 at this point. It's like, I don't know what I would be getting myself into because I don't have kids. So I don't know anything. I don't know anything at this point. But, and then of course, other people who I know, you know, in my community and stuff who have kids, it's kind of like 50-50. Like some people are kind of like, you know, like it's about that time, or like, you know, just, you know, some people the reason why I'm saying this too is because I have also seen healthy co-parent relationships versus toxic or unhealthy relationships and trying to raise a child. So that's why my mindset, I guess, is kind of like, I don't really know like clearly how to see, because I'm like, I see co-parents and they have the time of their life and they have a healthy child. They have, you know, the relationship between the child is good because they have that mutual understanding at that point that, you know, we're just here to do our due diligence to raise the child, like, because this is what, you know, our circumstances ended up being. And then I see people who aren't in a relationship and it's like, girl, I'm miserable. I don't like my baby daddy, my baby mama, or whoever the case may be. And it's like, so which side do you kind of go with? Like, it's kind of confusing. And then even to touch back on the knowing of, you know, your child chooses you. So like, I also understand that aspect of it, but what about all of the relationships that the child chooses, you know, the mom or the mom and dad, and then like we said, then they don't end up working out, and then it's stress and turmoil even still. So it's kind of like, where's the harmonic balance, or like, what does that actually look like if a child does choose me, but then the partner is not, you know?
Okay. Amani, you know, come on, twin. You know you can come up on stage anytime you want to.
It goes in
For real.
It's like,
but first, I would like to say my first advice, first and foremost, would be tap in with the Inner Child Workshop with a Hood Healer. That would be my first ultimate advice, because it definitely sounds like you need to get in contact with you got a lot of conversations to have with that little child you have inside, because it sounds like a disconnect. But before, my brother, welcome. Would you like to add to this conversation, or do you have something else in your mind?
Oh, I'm just listening.
You just listening?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Let me send you back down because we got Imani about to come up. All right. But I'm gonna look for you again. So stay tuned. Let's bring my twin up to the stage.
Don't rush them kids. Once you have them, they here.
How old were you when you had your first child?
19. So like, speaking from me, it's from a lot of experience, full transparency, and, you know, fully authentic. I've stepped into some shit. I had my first child, like, my baby daddy was the weed man, baby, and I thought I was, you know, I grew up in the hood, and I thought that was just gonna be the life for me, you know.
Yeah. IG is hating. IG is hating. I'm hitting accept.
Oh, why are they hating? So, you know.
Okay, we'll have to do the same thing again, because
Close out and come back again.
Yeah, Monty needs to add to this conversation. I don't know why it's doing this, but yeah, let's do this one more time, y'all.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Okay, IG, you keep playing around. We gonna take this to YouTube. We gonna take our talents to YouTube, Instagram. Okay. We about to dive deep. Okay. All right. I'm hitting accept on everybody that's IG got man sweating. Listen.
IG hates collective conversation.
That's
Yes.
yeah. Like what? All right. Let's
Yeah.
see. Let you come up here.
Too much healing going on up in here.
There we go. What's
Hey,
up, twin? Blessings.
hey family, hey family, hey little sis.
Hey.
I had to pop on. Real quick
Right?
because I want to know what's your purpose in life.
Honestly, I want to say that I'm still figuring that out. I can't really pinpoint it at this time.
So I say to women and men that our life, we should have an idea, be on the path to understanding and embracing our life purpose before we have children.
Mm-hmm.
Because children are so consuming.
Mm-hmm.
And there is a period of time, I'm in that period right now. Ocean is a toddler, she's 1.5, where your time is not your own.
Right.
And I could not imagine myself at this period in motherhood trying to simultaneously establish myself in a career, establish myself in society, establishing myself in my womanhood. And I think that skipping those steps leads to postpartum depression. The aspect of postpartum depression that I don't think a lot of people talk about, because one of the main, in my opinion, sources of postpartum depression is the lack of support.
Right.
Which it sounds like you want to set up a situation that lacks support.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to come up on here. Girl, I have to come up on here real quick. Because
the only reason I'm laughing is not like I'm laughing because that's what I want, but since I am, like I said, in the area of where, well, like you already said in the comment, like co-parenting is not healthy, but like visually from what I've seen, that's why I'm saying, like visually from what I've seen on the outside looking in, since I'm not a parent, like I have seen
we
dad
see
and a mom
people giving up on love.
Mm-hmm.
And making the best of a situation. We
a
lot of people that hit a threshold and they're like, this is too much for me. I'm better at cohabitating. I'm better at maintaining a friendship. I'm better at business arrangements. As a society, as a collective, we need to distinguish the difference between healthy and functional. Just because something's functional, just because it looks good, doesn't mean that it's healthy. Just because two parents can communicate doesn't mean that there's a child that it feels like they're missing out.
True.
That's a word.
Okay. Yeah, the functioning is
not dealing with comparison. That doesn't mean that there's a child dealing with insecurity. That doesn't mean that there's a child that's constantly having to adjust between one household and the other. Just because the parents are getting along, just because it looks like one parent can have a social life and the other parent can have a social life and they can commingle, doesn't mean that it's a healthy dynamic for the child. And so a lot of times, and myself included, I think about
am I doing what's healthy for Ocean, or what am I doing what's healthy for me? And that's the sacrificial part of parenting, because what's best for you is not what's best for your baby.
Okay, so then that I understand that part. So
I'm
then,
tap in a little bit. You know, I could read your eyes and read your energy, and I reading some things on you, and I feel like you are representative of a lot of people in the collective that struggle with the masculine.
in what way?
Well, that's for you to discover, because I don't think you know.
Mm.
But there's something going on with you that is saying, let me be independent of this. It sounds like a defense mechanism.
Oh, defense. Yes, I can agree to that. Yes.
But oftentimes we tend to, we don't heal what it is that we're trying to protect ourselves from. We oftentimes create that type of situation unconsciously.
Right.
So what you may be trying to create a situation of stability, you may actually manifest an unstable situation, because you're creating and cultivating a situation without tribe, without community, without partnership, without accountability. Because that's another reason why people want to go into co-parenting and want to raise kids alone, because they don't want to have to answer to somebody else.
Okay, that clarifies a lot. I'll just say that. I don't know if I should go deeper, but that clarifies a lot.
Definitely go deeper, because you don't know what your life purpose is.
Right.
And God, you have a baby, and at 30 you're looking up like, damn, what am I supposed to be doing?
Come on.
This is profound. This is classes in session.
Now I can't do it, because I got to babysit, because I got Pampers, because I can't just live a vagabond lifestyle. I got to create stability for my family. I got a car payment. I have responsibilities now. That's where the depression sets in. That's where these angry moms, you're seeing these angry, sad moms on here. That's that.
Yes. I hear you, and I hear what you're saying. So
I'm gonna just cut you off real quick.
Yes, go ahead.
I would suggest to you is be a big sister, be an auntie.
I am.
Be that for real.
I really am a big sister and an auntie. For real.
Really pick some kids up and let them come stay.
Okay, can I say, in conjunction to that, can I say this? Like, other people, kids, not my kids, though.
Okay. Do you want to be a part of a tribe or not?
Yes.
Okay. Do you want people
I'm just
to
saying
in
the way that they're going to act, in the way that their parents raise their kids versus me.
Well, that's part of the issue in our community.
You don't have to be a parent to be a mother.
Yes. And it takes a tribe to raise a mother.
Right. That too.
You got to sit with that.
Yeah, I'm sitting with it. It's marinating everywhere.
I hope you take your time.
I hope I do too, and gather the patience. And this is what I wanted to say too, like I had touched on earlier. This is just to throw it in there, but like how we also talked about how the child chooses like the parent. So, and of course, I can't speak on nobody else's situation because I'm not there yet, but I'm saying like when a child chooses like a mother and a father, and the situation is not, a divine union, like, well, then what is it then if the child chooses the parents?
If a child chooses a parent and it's not a divine union, it's still a responsibility.
Right. So then at that point, it's like, So even like I'm saying, like even proceeding on with that, it's like, okay, and then that turns into like, okay, we're just going to co-parent to function and etc. Even though the child, you know how people say, of course, like the child is a blessing in this, that, and the third. Is that something that we're just telling ourselves to get through it? Or is that something that we really are believing, even if me and this person that we had this kid with are not a divine union?
You ever heard that Lost at Sea? You're on, it's like you're on a ship right now and you're lost at sea. You can't even find yourself. So how are you going to find a divine partnership? You got to find yourself first.
Come on, Astro.
You can't
And
even
then
see that land.
Yeah.
I agree.
And
I'm receiving.
change. Relationships change. Dynamics change. And I think that's also one of the purposes of children, is to keep that change happening, to keep the evolution happening. Individual and collectively.
You just got some real words that you really need to sit with.
Yes.
Your Saturn return is 3 years.
And that's in the back of my mind too. So that's why I just got quiet.
And if I could do it again, I would have let myself be single.
Come on.
Because my Saturn return, I was like, oh Lord, please, I can't do this on my own. Somebody come take care of me. Okay.
Radical transparency. Come on.
I'm gonna be patient. I'm gonna trust the process.
Please do. Because a lot, like she said, a lot of people need to hear this message.
Yeah.
They treat children like BBLs. They just want to go get one.
Yeah. I see that a lot too within the community. So that's why I'm just like I said, that's why it's just so many different variables of the dynamics of like mom, dad, child that I see. And that's why
I just want to say one more thing before Ocean wakes up. Okay, because that's a whole baby. My time is not my own. Okay. I want to just say because some people tell me all the time, Imani, you make motherhood look glamorous and all the things. Now I want to say, I sacrificed a life to give a life. Ocean is uplifted by tribe and community. But the ease in which you see is in proximity to me sharing. Right. That's the sacrifice to her, to myself, to my partner, my friends, my family. So, one, be careful. Don't covet other people's positions. And with ease, when you see ease, you have to also take account for sacrifice.
Yes.
Come on.
Yes, Imani.
Okay.
Yes.
There's people you tell me you make it look easy, and I do. That's the Virgo effect. But there is a sacrifice, and that's all I'm gonna say on this on today. I love this conversation. I love y'all both. I love all y'all. But I love these conversations, and I love to participate when I can, when Ocean's taking a nap.
Really appreciate this.
No, yeah.
All right. Thank you so much.
Imani.
The teacher appeared.
Love y'all. Love y'all.
Love you too.
Well, I'm holding back tears, okay?
Don't hold it back, girl. Let it go.
I'm holding them back because, yes, I mean, so many things that was said is settling with me. So I receive all of it, definitely. And, of course, like you said, too, just this being my Saturn return, I'm feeling the energies and everything. So patience has been my theme word for all of my life. So that's also resonated with me. Just continue to be patient, especially just because my Capricorn Sun, Aquarius rising, I'm already Saturn ruled, so patience is already within my realm is just like, I don't know. Not to say I don't know, but I'm saying like I just gotta breathe and, like you said, do the workshops and heal the inner child, etc. So I definitely,
Please go and sign up for her workshop.
yeah.
Like now, I'm gonna send you back down to the audience. You can leave and go sign up for her workshop.
Okay.
Like and next time we on this live, I want to. Hopefully, I'm gonna check to see if you in
Yeah.
her workshop.
No, yeah, I really am going to do the work because I don't want to curse myself at all or any future children. So I definitely want to take that into account in everything that everybody has shared with me today. So thank you so much again for the platform, and I'll talk to y'all soon.
All right, now.
All right.
Blessings. Whew. Wow, this was powerful.
Yes.
This is powerful, and we still got a lot of people down here in the queue.
My
Look,
favorite one. It's 6:41.
it's 6:41. That's why I'm like, damn, this was church. And sometimes when you at church, you just got to know when to end.
Mm-hmm.
And I really think that that was the perfect ending.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody who's in the queue, hold your thoughts and your words for next time we go live. We go live every Thursday. Man, Kayla, what's on your heart? Let's close this out. What did you get from today?
I'm so full. It was, the transparency of the conversation, being able to be transparent myself, and seeing where that was needed. It's just, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. I think that in our community, conversations like this, and I know, thank you, John. John said you're going. Money, Imani said earlier, a lot of times we are afraid to have these type of conversations because they really hit in the heart space. So, as always, gratitude for you for opening up the live and the space and just welcoming everybody in with the love and energy that you have, because the people need it. Somebody, I was touched. I know everybody in the audience was touched. And I just love when our people really get down to the gist of love. And I know that's double, but love is the most powerful thing. And to be able to have a transparent conversation that draws us closer to our divine unions and divine ascension. It's
yeah, this was actually everything that was needed. A lot of healing, I feel like it took place today. A lot of healing took place today. And I just want to thank all y'all for being here, all y'all for coming. This space would be nothing without y'all. So I hope that you all sit with these good vibrations that I got goosebumps right now, okay? I'm like you said, I'm full off this conversation. So I hope y'all sit with the messages that were shared today. I'm appreciative of y'all, and get to know yourself. Get to know yourself. It's Aries season. It's your first house season. So really get to know your identity, work on that identity, and let's get back to divine partnerships. Divine unions start with ourselves. So love yourself. And again, tap in with the Hood Healers Inner Child Workshop. Go do that right now. If you're not doing it, you're probably doing yourself a disservice. You should.
You should.
All right. So I hope y'all enjoy the rest of your day. Go take a nice hot bath. Go, sit by the water. Go do whatever you need to do, to keep those vibrations where they are. We'll see y'all next time. I love you. Peace.
5D Mystery School.